Boom, boom. Plug it. Get them all to the Underpeel channel now. I'm up. I'm on right now. I'm live. Oh. I'm playing a TVM to make sure my my game doesn't crash while we observe. I can bet. Hi, Pinflash. Oh, they're talking to me in chat. What's up, chatters? We finally got rid of that Wahoojan guy, huh? Oh, I got Thrash. Bunny hopping. Got one. Oh, they tried to smoke him off. Kind of smart. That's too smart for TDM. Who's tryharding this hard? What the heck? This guy go. Oh, he flashed me. He flashed me again. He had 2 flashes? This Phoenix had 2 flashes in TDM. How? You didn't use one already? That's just poor utility usage. Oh, well, Hoojin's back. I'm staying Pinflash, don't worry. Am I double talking over Wahoojan's stream right now? I hear myself. Oh my god. He's sitting right next to me. I'm watching it's a watch party Inception. I gotta pull up because I'm not running OBS, so I can't see it on I gotta pull up the Underpeel stream so I actually see what's going on. True, you're so right, Zendikar. So smart. Boom, boom, boom. Mods, I don't know. I'm too big and famous. Wahoodanani, can you run the prediction for map 1, please? So that we can get the get people gambling. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, look, check it out. The teams are up, chat. Look at them go. The underpeel with the little tinfoil Rex bump. Let's go. Easy peasy. Makes sense. I wasn't expecting to be talking it, to be honest. Yo. What up, Crimmer? I am on. What up, Underpeel chatters? It's grand finals time. Where is everybody? I'm gonna be getting little Wahoojins chatters mixed up with my chatters. This is so sad. You've never eaten a pear. Keg is telling me in my ear chat he's never had a pear before. And thankfully he's not in the same room as me, so he can't eat me, so we're chilling. We're chilling. We make it out. So chat, look at it. Look at our players. The grand finalists. Woo! We got our two teams. I'll go through here. The schedule for the pregame is I'll introduce you to the players you're going to be seeing today for the grand finals. We'll talk about each team's journey here in a second, and then we'll get into map selection here in about 15 minutes or so. Game time in about 30, you all. So, at the top, we got Sazora, the Jet Duelist, Malcro, the Omen Controller. For Tinfoil Rex, these players are Noodle Norris, the Gold Sentinel player. Playing Killjoy Cypher. Stewart, the Flex Initiator for Tinfoil Rex, the team captain. Takinna, also the Flex, has played Viper, Astra, Sova for this team. Has flexed all around as their silver and underplayer and is performing really well. On the other side, Carbon Under Pressure, we got Terp, the lurking Cypher one trick. He's come up big in some huge clutches recently. We got Dax, the Jet main. Carbon Under Pressure has mostly been going for a double duelist comp on most maps with Dax on one end, Lav picking up the controller, or as he's famously the lurking initiator, finally lurking on the proper agent of Omen. We got Little Bobby Tables, or Tress as we know him in the server. Tress, the Sky one trick, been playing KO though, but he's really picked it up for playoffs. And then Sierra, the player who's joined the team for this playoff run and has absolutely had a huge impact on the Rays. Yesterday, he literally played the Omen map 1. They got blown out. He switched back to Rays map 2 and 3 and helped earn the spot back in the grand finals. So those are the teams. All right, we're going to our bracket now. So let's talk about our two teams. There couldn't be two more opposite teams, chat. Tinfoil Rex and Carbon Under Pressure. As we can see, Tinfoil Rex came into the playoff bracket. They were undefeated in the group stage. They played more games. They were in Group C, who had to play one extra game than other groups, and they were still undefeated. They were 6-0 coming in to playoffs. But as we can see, they took down Hypercalamia in the knockout round. Then they went up against It's All Yoru in a close matchup on Lotus, but they pulled that one out on top. And then in the upper semifinals, they played one of the top teams from Group B, Exalted Gods Only, and demolished them on Split, one of Exalted Gods Only's best maps. And then in the upper finals, they actually played against Carbon Under Pressure to earn their spot in a best of 3 to this grand finals, and they won. They won the upper finals matchup 2-0, winning in convincing fashion on both maps against Carbon Under Pressure. And so they're coming into grand finals undefeated, the only undefeated team ever in Underpeel history throughout all 3 seasons. They have the chance to become immortalized as the perfect team to never drop a map in the Underpeel. They have that shot today in the grand finals. Let's take a look at the other team's journey. Carbon Under Pressure are the exact opposite. They're the exact opposite. Tinfoil Rex is perfect, unbeaten, never challenged. But Carbon Under Pressure, they started in the play-in. They weren't even in the knockout round to start. They were the bottom seed of Group B coming in. They had to play in the play-in match. But they won. They turned their season around. They won in the play-in, earned their spot. And then in the knockout round, they had to go up against the overall 3 seed in the tournament to start off. But they win the matchup against Nibs and Knobs, a rematch against the top team in Group B, but they won it. Then they played in the upper quarters against Cat Girls for Life. And they won that matchup against their Group B rival. And then in upper semifinals, they have to go against the 2 seed overall in the tournament, 100 Bs. And in a triple overtime masterclass, a slobber knocker, if you will, Carbon Under Pressure managed to pull it out 16-14 on Lotus, beating the 2 seed overall in upper semifinals and earning their spot in the upper finals. However, the Cinderella run came to a bit of a halt in the upper finals against Tinfoil Rex. They lost 0-2, as we mentioned before, and it wasn't close. It was a stomp. It was a stomp. I'm just going to be honest. It was a stomp. Tinfoil Rex had the game plan. They knew what to do. They shut down the lurks from Lav. They had a game. They played Icebox to perfection in map 2 and sent Carbon Under Pressure down to the lower finals. And it looked yesterday, chat, when we played those lower finals, it looked like the mental tilt from that upper finals defeat had gotten to Carbon Under Pressure, had gotten to Team Cup a little bit. Map 1 on Split, they lost 13-3 in map 1 of the best of 3 series yesterday. And they were down in the dumps. The tilt was real. But going into Lotus map 2, they reset the mental. Sierra switched back onto the Rays, and it was night and day difference. The comms were flowing, the energy was up, and the team managed to win 13-6 on Lotus. And then on Ascent, we had a slobber knocker, map 3 game on Ascent, where they pulled out the victory 13-10 to earn their rematch spot against Tinfoil Rex in this grand finals. These two teams are opposites in their journeys here. They're opposite in their roster construction. Tinfoil Rex are led by their superstar Immortal 3 duelist, Sazora, who, when we were looking at the stats earlier, you could see is one of the top players. I believe he's second ranked player overall in the entire UNDERPEEL playoffs, and he was second in the regular season as well. So Sazora has constantly been a consistent top performer in these playoffs and leading the Tinfoil Rex team. But it's not just Sazora. While Sazora is one of the top Immortal players, they also have the top Diamond player in Malcro, who's ranked higher than any other Diamond player by the stats. They have Noodle Norris, who as a Gold player is the highest value Gold player in all of the UNDERPEEL. Meanwhile, Carbon Under Pressure is a team that was made up completely of the average player in the UNDERPEEL. The roster cap was that you could have 5 Diamond 1 players on average, and that's exactly what Carbon Under Pressure were, 5 Diamond players. And they've managed, without an Immortal carry, to make it all the way to the grand finals. So we're going to have to see today, is the hard carry Immortal 3 style of team construction better? Or is having a higher average skill level going to be stronger in these grand finals? We'll have to see here momentarily. All right, I've been yapping for a little bit. Stick around. We're probably going to take about a 5-minute break, get some water, get hydrated, and we'll get into map selection here momentarily. All right, welcome back, you all. We are here. I heard through the grapevine that Wahoojan's turned me back on the main broadcast. So hello, Wahoojan viewers. What's up? We're gonna go because we're gonna go through the bracket one more time to introduce you to the teams, kind of get you familiar with the storylines that are coming up. And I see the teams are getting assembled right now. So we will be doing map selection right after that. So we're gonna pull up our bracket so we can run through these two opposite teams that are going to be facing off against each other in the grand finals. At the top of the bracket, the team coming in with the advantage here, who will be getting 2 map bans to start for their advantage for making it through the upper finals, is Tinfoil Rex, who are the golden team. They can do no wrong, chat. They're undefeated heading into this grand finals. They haven't dropped a single map yet in the entire series. They've had some tough challenges. Both K19 in the knockout round and It's All Yoru put up good fights. A 13-10 victory against K19 in the knockout round, a 13-11 victory in the upper quarters against the It's All Yoru team on Lotus. But Tinfoil Rex managed to clutch it out on both of those maps and make it to upper semifinals, where they played against one of the top teams from Group B, Exalted Gods Only, but they dealt with them quickly, chat. And then, in fact, they faced off against our other finals, Carbon Under Pressure, in the upper finals last weekend. And I'm going to be honest, it wasn't close. It wasn't close the first time we watched these two teams play against each other. Tinfoil Rex came in with a better game plan, and they stomped 2-0. And Icebox especially was not close. It was a 13-2 win on that second map to give them their grand final spot. Tinfoil Rex marched through the upper bracket in a clean, undefeated fashion to the grand finals. On the other side, we have Carbon Under Pressure, the all-diamond squad, who have turned themselves into diamonds in this playoffs. They actually came into the playoffs as one of the lowest seeds in the entire tournament. And they had to play in the play-in. They had to earn their spot to even be in the bracket, chat. But they managed to defeat Team X, our former Season 1 champions, Team X, in the play-in series. Then in the knockout round, they went against their group's leader, the 3rd seed overall Nibs and Knobs, and won that game in the knockout round. Then in upper quarters, they beat Group B rival Cat Girls for Life. And finally, in an absolute slobber knockers in the upper semifinals, they defeated the 2 seed overall 100B 16-14 on Lotus in order to gain the upper final spot. But again, they faltered on the upper finals, but they redeemed themselves in the lower finals. They went up against the #1 player in the entire playoffs, Frogfurger, yesterday in the lower finals in a best-of-3 series. And at first, it wasn't looking good. They went down 0-1. They lost the map of Split 13-3 against Penguin.png, but they were able to bounce back, the mental bounce back in lower finals to win maps 2 and 3, with Ascent being a close matchup to earn their spot in the rematch against Tinfoil Rex. So is it going to be the golden team, Tinfoil Rex, who are going to become the first undefeated team ever in the Underpeel? Or is it going to be the Cinderella run going all the way to the championship here in the grand finals? I'm checking in with the teams now. We almost have the teams assembled. And we will get started on map selection momentarily. Let me see, I'm gonna have to go to the stream chat. Let's see. Will do. Let's get the captains in stream chat. As always, we do our picks and bans live in stream chat. They are making their VCs. Little Bro Stewart, captain of Tinfoil Rex, is here. And chat, you all are going to be blown away. We have a brand new feature producer man Zendikar has made up for us. Bam! Look at this! Picks and bans, chat! It's picks and bans time! So, because this is the grand finals and Tinfoil Rex made it through the upper bracket, they are going to have a bit of an advantage here in the picks and bans section. They are going to be allowed to pick, or they are going to be banning the first 2 maps in our series, and then we will continue on normal going forward. And it looks like our first 2 bans are in. Tinfoil Rex have decided to ban Split and Bind, have been banned in this grand finals. So now Carbon Under Pressure, Captain Tress, go ahead and select what will be the first map of our grand finals. We pick Lotus. Lotus, selected by Carbon Under Pressure, has been a huge map for them. They won it yesterday in the lower finals. They defeated the second seeded 100 Bs on Lotus as well. So Lotus, the pocket pick of Carbon Under Pressure. All right, and Tinfoil Rex pick Icebox. Icebox, again, a reminder, they defeated Carbon Under Pressure on Icebox in the upper finals. So we're going to see a rematch of that map in the second map of our series. All right, Carbon Under Pressure. What is your ban? We ban Breeze. Breeze off the table. So Breeze has been vetoed, has been banned from the pool. And now Tinfoil Rex have a decision between Sunset and Ascent to figure out what the final map is going to be. Ban Sunset. Sunset has been banned, meaning the decider map in this series will be Ascent. So the ban comes in. Sunset is out. Ascent is in. And so this is our map pool, chat. Going into the grand finals, we will be seeing Carbon Under Pressure's map pick of Lotus. Then map 2 will be Icebox. And then if we make it to map 3, we're going to be seeing Ascent. So these are the maps of grand finals. It's going to be a banger. I'm going to go for about 5 minutes, make sure the teams are set up and ready to go in the party, that we are getting ready to go. Don't go anywhere. Grand finals coming at you in about 5 minutes, chat.
Ariana Grande.
No, they're not on yet.
I am the world's greatest singer. Production is complimenting my singing out of the wazoo. Honestly, I think I might be the new Elton John. You know, what does Elton John say? Hold me closer, tiny dancer. What's up, Island? Do I have the free mic? I mean, sometimes in songs you just have like people say like monologues that don't really make much sense. It is currently 10:51 a.m. It has been a long week, and I just want to sing. Like Rocky Balboa, I do this because I can't sing or dance. And let me tell you, I've tried. I'm just a poor apple. Well, mic's not loud enough. Sorry, I'm eating a burrito. Oh, we can turn it up. I mean, you should hear some of the things we talk about as casters in the pre-show. Honestly, mostly it's about the food that we eat and our distaste for Ascent. But, you know, that's map 3, so I can't say much about it. I will say, though, if you guys are looking for some interesting recipes, and this is part of the song, the weird monologue, right? What am I eating? I think that was just a burrito. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention like restaurants or anything on the stream. I'm assuming it's not as strict as VCT. Yeah, I mean, look, if you live next to like a Taco Bell, you go on the app, you have like $6. You can get like 3 meals worth of tacos. The Baja Blast is actually goated. Oh, what was I going to talk about? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, some cool recipes in case you're interested. Baja Blast, dude, of course I got the Baja Blast. I got the large one, and then I may have committed a crime when I was at Taco Bell, chat.
A crime?
A crime. So, you know how Taco Bell workers, like, they're overworked, underpaid, and they just don't care? Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, thank you for your service for making food.
I genuinely thought that was just Americans when I got here.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is. But I brought my backpack in, and so the way the formation of the building is that the workers can't see you filling up your drink. So I took my largest water bottle, that's not my gallon one, which I call Big Boy. Big Boy's right here. But my second smallest one, or my second largest one, and I filled that all the way up with Baja Blast.
I feel like I need a translation, Cake. What is a Baja Blast?
Okay, so like, what's the best way to describe it? Have you ever had McDonald's Sprite?
Yeah.
Is there McDonald's in not US land?
Yes, there's a McDonald's in the UK. There's only one though, actually. Everyone from the UK
one in the whole UK
coalesced together to get the one McDonald's in England.
Is the line like 4 miles long at all times?
It's the sole reason there's traffic in London.
Oh, sorry,
it's because of the one McDonald's. Yeah.
Grand Theft Baja? Of course, I do it every day. That's crazy though. So it's like that, but imagine it being green.
But imagine it being green.
You know, it's one of those flavors that like you drink it, and I honestly can't tell you after I drink it what it tastes like. You know, so okay.
Surely that's not good though.
This is like such a privileged thing to say, right? But like I live in California, so like, you know, when there's like new items or like they're testing stuff, you know, it happens at like at our Taco Bells, right? So they had the Baja Blast gelato here for a little bit.
Right. That sounds just as rancid, man.
Rancid? Well, Rancid's my middle name, dude. Wait till my core starts rotting. But
you know what? On the topic of crimes as well, Pen Flash and Hooge have decided to do a funny, and they've turned me from a pineapple into a watermelon.
Yeah, that's Cairo.
I know I've put on weight since I've got to America, but this is taking the piss.
Like, is this what happens when you because you have so much what's it called, like high fructose corn syrup or whatever in your body now? You've lost your prickly pines of the pineapple, and now you're just like,
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I've been here for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months now, and I think I'm at least 5% plastic.
oh yeah, true. Wait till the microplastics start going to your brain, then it gets really fun.
Do you see things in plastic now?
Yeah,
Like,
you go from
everything's
being a
just some weird
commentator to a
silicone
coach.
Dystopia, yeah.
Wait, what was I? What's up?
Oh, I was saying, Keg, it's been a while since we've been here on air together. I mean,
Yeah.
last time we were, was it season 2 of UNDERPEEL?
Yes, it was most of it. And then we were
Yeah.
supposed to come back, what was it, 3 weeks ago for a last minute cast, and neither one of us could make it.
Don't tell Hooch, but that is because we don't like him very much. It isn't because we were
I mean,
unavailable.
speak for yourself. Look, I bought a bunch of bananas yesterday. Don't tell Hooch this, but they make a great yogurt smoothie.
You're definitely wanted by like the Hague for various war
What
crimes
is
against
that?
Fruit Man.
It sounds like a witch coven.
The Hague?
Are they
It's the,
performing spells on me?
It's the International Court. That's where it's based.
I thought that was Interpol.
Interpol needs an HQ.
What? I thought that was like a police force.
What?
I don't know. What? You watch James Bond, they're like, oh, he's wanted by Interpol. I thought that was like an elite group of policemen.
No, that's just European police.
Well, see, I was right.
Yeah, but the Hague is for like international criminals.
I thought that was Interpol. I thought they were the same thing.
Day by day, my faith in the American education system just diminishes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not too far from the
slowly
truth.
but surely.
And I come from one of the better public schools, too. Like, Rhode Island's pretty good. Now, there are some other states that are not as good.
Okay, it's my turn to say something that's going to sound really stupid now.
Oh?
Staten Island and Long Island are the same thing, aren't they?
I don't think they are. They're both in New York.
Right.
There's a lot of islands.
If it's in New York and it's not in the city, does it matter?
I mean, there's Long Island, there's Coney Island, there's Ellis Island.
We've been corrected very quickly in the chat. No, it's absolutely not.
Oh, it's not? The Hague is referring to the ICC as in the court of law, not a policing group.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not planning on getting arrested anytime soon.
You will
Maybe
if
in a
you
few
keep
years,
slaughtering
yes.
apples by the dozen.
I mean, I did drink the blood of my brethren to get on here. I have my apple juice.
It's insane to me that Hooge lets this like continue within his employ.
Well, I mean, this is just free content.
For free content, you get a live leak, like pressing of an apple to get some like pure apple juice.
Rest in peace, Live Leak, dude.
That
That got me through my early high school.
century.
Oh, geez, that is a rabbit hole to go down, huh?
That is a rabbit hole. That for me, I feel like the discovery of Live Leak for anyone between the ages of like, bear in mind it was sort of quite old now, between the ages of like 18 to 25. That was like your coming of age to realize the internet is actually a really dark place. Is discovering that website.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. Does that mean at some point during this series we should just yell World Star?
Yeah, you're really showing our age.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, I also believe TRX is starting on the defense of Lotus, if I'm not mistaken. So, Hooge, I do apologize. Keg, it really has been too long.
Oh, geez.
So,
Do I look
Keg,
like a banana to you?
Yeah, all fruit looks the same, man.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, really showing your true watermelon seeds
today. I know.
Damn. Okay.
But of course, we got Lotus, Icebox, then Ascent. I'm going to put you on the spot straight away, Keg.
I'm ready.
Do you actually see this going to Ascent, or do you think this is going to be a series of 2 maps?
Now, the only reason why I say no is because I don't want to cast Ascent. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You don't want to cast Ascent? What do you mean?
Krem,
it's an easy map to cast.
This is American Ascent.
I've been screaming against American Ascent. It's just like every other Ascent.
Let me guess. Okay,
Ascent is really one-dimensional at the moment.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't want to cast it. Every game in America will go because no team knows how to win attacking sides still. So it's gonna go 25-25. Only defender teams will win, and then we will be here all day. And then we go to who to be like, oh, pay us hourly.
We actually should do that, to be honest. I'm surprised we haven't already. Do you reckon, hey, Pen, do you want to unionize?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm down. It's unionizing.
I mean, I'm pro-union, don't get me wrong, but I've heard casters trying to form unions, and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah,
Oof, yeah, good luck.
it's not gone well. Actually, you know what? Now I'm not casting that much anymore. I can probably talk about this. In Europe, back when there was a period in another esport where there were a lot of tier 2 events going on, and every tier 2 caster sort of doing them. Bear in mind, we were casting quite frequently with these tournaments. We all made ourselves a little union, and there was about 20 of us, 20 casters, all doing tier 2 casting. And we all decided, right, we'll unionize, get a bit, we should be paid a bit more. We're casting 4 best of 3s a day. And yeah, exactly. And so we all unionized, and it was great and all that, and it actually worked. We actually did get a little bit more, and it made doing it possible. It wasn't so much for pay, it was more so we wouldn't cast 4 best of 3s a day, because that's how you give yourself pleurisy, and pleurisy sucks.
What is pleurisy?
It's where you bruise the inside of your lung, so when you breathe in, the bruise presses against your rib cage, and it feels like you're getting stabbed every time you breathe in. Yeah,
that is not a real disease.
Sucked. It's not a disease, it's just something that happens. It sucks though. What happened was the year ended and they announced the next series of tournaments. Everyone went, hey, we got work next year. Awesome. Employ. We love being employed. And then every single person who was in the union was replaced. Every single one by like 2.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah. So unions, unfortunately, in a freelance world, do not work.
Hey, they work in Hollywood and we're making it work.
Yeah, but I feel like Hollywood is a bit more public facing than casters are.
Well, the difference is like, without actors and stuff, you don't have a product. Without casters,
yeah,
it's like, I'm happy to be here. Don't get me wrong, but it's like,
I mean, yeah, but anyone can sit in front of a microphone and talk out their ass. Look at Hooge. I'm sorry. That just came out. Hooge, please.
I'll take his day rate.
It's not worth taking, brother.
No, that's not true. Hooch pays us very well, but I mean, all things considered, right? Commentating is such an interesting facet of entertainment because it's completely topsy-turvy to everything else, right? Like, I think since the last time you and I casted together, I've been doing more like Hollywood stuff, like commercials and like the Grammys and stuff, right?
Okay, all right, we get it. You're a big deal. That was quite a
I
smooth
wish.
flex.
I wish.
You worked that in really quickly as well. We're in our first tech pause.
Thank you. But it's like, seeing the whole opposite end of the spectrum, it's like, everything that's like so hard to get in casting esports is like really easy in like acting and or whatever, like general entertainment. And then the things that are really easy in casting is like impossible on that side. It's like completely reversed.
No, absolutely, man. And I see people are saying the union I was referring to was the VCT one. It's not. I had no influence in that. It was a completely different esport, so I don't want to throw shade on anyone within.
Is it what I think it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't many esports with consistent tier 2 tournaments, let's be honest.
That's true, yeah. I was like, is it the only one I can think of?
It's the only other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we mention the other games? Is that something we can do on this?
I think we can.
Okay, all right, yeah. If there's a tier 1 Counter-Strike caster, you need to give them some love because they slogged through years of tier 2, and tier 2 is a hellscape with a Counter-Strike. It's pretty bad.
I thought you were talking about Super Animal Royale, but
I was talking about Super Animal Royale. I was going to try and play it off and say it was Counter-Strike, but way to give up the fun there.
My bad. Sorry, I revealed your tricks too early, magician.
Yeah, it's okay. I forgive you. I believe we should hopefully be getting towards the end of this tech pause fairly shortly. What's happened, you see, is do you remember when we first did Underpeel season 1, and Hooge was sort of pitching the idea to us, and something he said was we wanted it to be as close to VCT as it can be, and so this tech delay isn't actually a tech pause. It's just we want to be close to VCT.
There's a spectrum.
Exactly.
So like NA is probably on the left side of the spectrum, and then Pacific's on the right end of the spectrum, and like EU's in the middle. I think we're trying to be in between NA and EU right now. I just don't want to fall in the Pacific territory.
You don't want to fall in the Pacific territory? Well, here's the thing: an EU pause is I've never seen. It's fun. Let's just leak stuff. I've never seen teams get more warnings than the Pacific and European teams.
Really?
Like, American teams are really well behaved comparatively. Like, the worst thing I've seen an American team do is show up late.
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
Oh
But,
yeah, that's
like,
all of them.
Pacific teams have been given, quite a few warnings.
What are they doing? Like, are they getting clutches and standing on the tables? Oh, hey, a game! Wow.
Aha! I don't have to leak specifics. We got a game.
Very nice, very nice. The stall is over. Welcome back, everybody, to UNDERPEEL. It's the finals for Season 3. My name is Keg, and I'm joined by Kremer here. Kremer, you've changed a lot. I mean, you're a completely different fruit now from the last time you and I were together, but you kind of, casting, still a thing that you do a little bit, but more so you're on the coaching end of things now, huh?
Yeah, it feels like the line between running a team and running a daycare is very blurred. So, honestly, I'm not quite sure which one I am at the moment. But what I can say is it looks like fairly default comps from both teams. I personally am quite a big fan of the chamber on Lotus.
Really?
Yeah, we've had some teams run it against us, and if the chamber's feeling it, and you don't have like a KO to just instantly suppress it, the chamber can get a lot of ground for free by just peeking, teleporting back. It doesn't even have to get a kill. It's just the threat of the chamber being there is so worrying.
Okay. And so my question for you is, how do you feel about the Sky pick, given her recent nerfs? Because I think Gecko's really
Yeah,
making a predominance now.
Sky solo initiator honestly isn't too bad. It can be done, but it puts a lot of pressure on the Sky to use their utility like bang on. My worry for especially for sort of Sky solo initiator is it can be played very badly, very easily. If you're caught with that flash on cooldown, then you have nothing like outside of the dog. But even then, like it's hard to wield.
I think it just requires so much more game sense now to find value out of her flashes.
Yeah,
Like, you have to know
absolutely.
the perfect timing. Like, you can't use her flashes really mid-round anymore. Like, you either have to dedicate it super early round or super, like, post-plant retake rounds. So it's so hard to... Well, I guess you have, like, the Trailblazer, but in terms of her flashes in general, that's going to be so difficult.
No, you're absolutely right. However, going into the pistol round, it looks like it is going to be a fairly standard push onto A, run into Killjoy setup, and see if CUP, are we calling them CUP or are we calling them Cap? What are you feeling, Keg?
Ooh. I like CUP.
You like CUP?
Because I really do, Kremer.
Okay, a little bit worrying, but that's fine. Like, it's so not fine. But for the start, it's going to be fairly under control outside of A. Fast rotation from the Omen should be there to support them, but it's really going to be on this Killjoy to be tested for the defense here. Especially with Hobbit closed, it's going to be quite hard to make a fast rotation. They've heard the setup. It's popped fairly early on. Still a good bit of time on the clock here. A lot of ground gained for CUP without much fighting back.
Oh, though, early dark cover comes down. Still, Tinfoil Rex taking their time to pressure it out, waiting for that first initiation point. Not the case, though. Look at this orb. Potentially picked up by Lav, not quite the case. Just looking for distance over the C-site for the quick pivot back over for the entirety of CUP.
Yeah, and look how well the chamber apologize. The Cypher's done on the lurk. Already out on C. Was able to get the timing on the race, but it doesn't matter. The rest of CUP have moved straight onto this A site. It's a flurry of kills either way. Down to the 3v3. Both the Sky and the Jet hit fairly low. Cypher on the rotation now. That lurk's come all the way through C. Over to B now. So much space on this map to work with. And for TRX, having seen that, Cup have just given up with that A site. It's going to be a retake for them, and unfortunately retaking into a fairly dug-in opponent who already are going to have that spike down for a good sort of 10-15 seconds before the retake can really kickstart.
Yeah, Lav is anti-rotate right now. Tripwire destroyed. They know about the flank. Lav, timing. 14 seconds. Lav, you have to do this perfectly. Classic in hand. The right gun buddy wields his power. Unable to do so. Malcro there to remove the Cypher. Now, the last two unknown, fairly. Forgive me on that flank. Zora and company, though, entrenched back onto the site. All that's left now is the B back site for the rest of CUP to operate off of. But already Flash comes through. Paranoia doesn't connect. Basil trying to find at least one through the smoke is good for it, but there's still two more to work with. Oh! The timing was just barely almost there. Good opening round for Tinfoil Rex, and times it looked like it shouldn't have been won by them.
Yeah, it feels like if Lav was unable to get that, or was able to get that first kill, then the round completely turns, right? A 3v3 retake is fairly strong if you can get that first pick, because you can snowball very easily off the back of it. But for CUP, it feels like once Lav was taken out, the remaining players, they stayed on site, they didn't try and isolate a 1v1, and they just got picked off. TRX, it's a formidable start. Bearing in mind, they do go into this as heavy favorites 1.3 million channel points actually bet on TRX to win this. So that's a lot of Muller.
Yeah, I want 1.3 million channel points.
I struggle to count to 1.3.
Me too. Even past 10, it's kind of tough, right? It was a high-low setup in the beginning there. Takeda trying to hold it down single-handedly as the semi-sentinel. Good for the snake bite. Double swing comes by and double death for both of the N3 duelists. What remains, though, trying to go the other side of the waterfall. That doesn't quite connect either. Right now, CUP struggling to find that entry point in, and down to just your bare essentials. It's going to be hard to find that value, especially forcing out that swing. Akina again, just a monster in the server. Could be good for the 4K here for now. Malcro's there to steal it away.
So one of the really heavy defensive comps I've seen has been Viper and Cypher. Seeing the Viper solo, I actually don't mind it. It means that you can be fairly aggressive on that C site. It also means you can trap C if you have the lineups quite, well, at least sorted. Usually you have to sort of depend on the breach not being here. That Viper snake bite means your timing is off of the AWP tap rather than off the entrance to mount. So a little bit of a change in dynamic, but you can trap very well with the Viper. With the Cypher, you have that luck capabilities. You also have that anti-luck capabilities. So both teams have fairly different game plans here. I'm surprised TRX actually haven't tried to start off with a trap, bearing in mind that they are now against superior rifles.
Yeah, trap plays would be interesting. We did see the paint nade early on. Try to help that out just a bit. Split push, though, coming out from CUP. If they can just figure out that B-site doesn't necessarily have the biggest defenses in the world, they could definitely go for a pop exec.
Yeah, and this is where we see how effective the Sky can be, especially for sort of this mid-round info gather for TRX, because outside of the dog, outside of the regular flashes, you have nothing. CUP are going to be able to rotate really easily, and the way to counter that is, of course, to take space. But the Omen, already going to be pushed out of position, has to fall back to Hobbit, where it has the Sky to support him, but that Sky doesn't have the dog. It's already been used. It's only down to a single flash here for Stuart, and I mean, even then, it's going to be very, very difficult to try and exec onto A with 3 players there with only a single flash to work with.
Once the wall falls and it all becomes unified once more, things will become a lot more difficult for Tinfoil Rex. They back away as soon as the wall falls. Crossfire setup, of course, employed. They're trying to find that opening pick, but of course now Hobbit's been discovered. Pivot back over the B side though, huge Stuart falls. And Lob's already made that distance back on the site as the lurk once again. But this time the KJ seems to be vaguely aware. Good for the double kill. You've lost your whole back end now. That's gigantic. And even then, Basil's there for the cleanup. All that remains now is Malcro. What can you really do at this point? You're neural thefted against it, and you kind of have to relegate this round on your bonus.
Yeah, and you see the impact not having that extra info really has there, because the Sky has already used the dog, already used one flash in B main. Once they have that final flash, it's got to be used to stop that A rush. And so once it's used, they just immediately pivot back. CUP, they set their gaze over to that B site. They've already got the Cypher lurking. Lav, even though he wasn't able to get a kill on the pistol round, still has been doing great impact when it comes to space taking on these lurks. Malcro, on the other hand, looking to make it a little bit expensive for CUP. He may have done just that. Good for 3, make it 4. On for the 5th, but Lav will end it there. 4K apiece. My oh my.
Tight angle.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
that
worries.
was unfortunate.
Oh, good.
Don't worry about it.
We rebuy up.
We can survive.
Yep. Yeah, we're good on that. Just,
They had
I should have killed him.
they had Tezra double satchel out early with the Sky Flash out here.
Okay, I'm gonna
Zoro
run
has a
one.
really
Let's see
bad
run
satchel peek. He's satcheling out with his nade out. If we can probably snipe him out of the sky.
Sierra, you don't have
Have Lav by you. Have Lav by you.
Yeah, I can buy you. Breeze pushed up.
Flashing rebel.
Careful A.
Well banded. Use Rebel still. One buddy.
We have nade. It's 2.
He took down a killjoy turret mid.
one more.
Raise
Razor.
left side.
95, nice.
Dead.
Killjoy could be anywhere. I took
Splitting
down
open.
the turret mid.
Both have usually been C. Both have
Plan
been
for main,
C
plan for main.
usually.
Okay.
Flame drop. We have one cage,
I
one
put a
jet
trip
smoke.
on stairs. Yeah, I put a trip on stairs.
One smoke going heaven.
One way in heaven.
We have stairs covered with that camera.
Okay. Then they could be flanked now.
Yeah, they could've gone for you.
Yes. I would hold that. You have a trip.
Shouldn't be. Nice.
Nice,
Nice.
good shot,
Nice.
Dax. Good shots.
No.
Nice, well played, well played, well played.
Hello, hello, hello.
I believe we're back.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So
2 and
back,
2
boys.
now.
2 and 2. I mean, it was a clean round from CUP. They just go out in A, they take the fight, and then it's a clean round. Dax able to land a few shots, and with that, 2-2, level pegging here. Remember, this was Cup's map pick. They want to be here. However, TRX, despite being the firm favorites with this comp, Cup's effectiveness is going to be really tested on their defense. Bear in mind, double duelist, single initiator on the sky. They need to really get their rounds in now.
Here.
Oh boy. Low down potentially in play. There it is. Good trades. Backing away though. Now, my question for you, Krem, is how do you feel about the Cypher versus KJ on this map?
Honestly, I don't mind the Cypher. I don't mind
No?
the Cypher at all. Lurking becomes very easy,
I
as
can
we've
see
just
why.
seen. The issue with the KJ is once you see where they put down the setup, it can be very easy to just avoid it. You have a Viper as well, so you can use it for sort of, well, you have the Raze, sorry, so you can use it for sort of anti-lineups. Just deploy the Raze nade for anti-util. Same for their blast packs. All in all, setting up on C as well can be very difficult because the Raze can just blast straight to site, and once your Killjoy's been picked off, it's pretty much wraps for aforementioned site, as we're seeing here. Granted, the weaponry isn't great for TRX, but even then, honestly, I slightly prefer TRX's comp here than I do CEP's.
Yeah, I really like the Viper wall on this map. I think it just promotes so much good lurking and so much fake wall util, like the conditioning factors.
There's a great wall which has been discovered recently. I don't know if we're going to see it this game, where you essentially split the rush up to A in half, and then a lot of your rounds are fought for tree control.
Is that the one where it's defender wall from Falcon all the way to Rubble?
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that one recently, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I was wondering
It's
what the
really
purpose of
unique.
it is. It is unique. However, I haven't seen it work.
It's the times I've seen it have been used alongside the Sober, and what you'll do is you would use the wall to force people to one side, get the Sober set up with an arrow and his Odin, and then you just spam through tree on A.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, Odin Sober on a site is a lot of fun. You can
Attacking
have
or
your
defending?
Omen sat and tree with the Odin as well for the paranoia if they try and go through door, and it's so hard to beat.
Yeah, a lot of the time you'll see that paranoia set up right outside Hobbit door for A mound. But
There's a certain tier 1 team at the moment. Now, what they've been doing is they've been setting up an AWP in tree and just constantly opening the door and having the AWP watch A main with the door opening.
that's interesting because a lot of the times now, at least in like challenger squalls, we would see people just working on that a orb audio for the Odin inside tree. Oh, Malcro, what is this? Good setup here. He's got to play off of utility though. Dog wouldn't be able to see him.
Skydog committed. I'm surprised they're using the Skydog that early into the exec as well, because it means the Malcro, it's just a chance to click on bodies. Unfortunately, seems the Raze is just that bit better. Looks like it'll be a free A site for CUP. Another retake now for TRX, and going into it, a man down with Lav already on a flank. Bear in mind, he's already got through C here. I doubt TRX are expecting another lurk from this Cypher.
Zora really looking for these next 2 kills in order to showstopper in. El Sierra the same exact way. 1 kill. They'll be able to blast the entirety of top heaven. Oh, unable to do so. Lav is incredible on these lurks. Unstoppable even.
All he has to do is walk out. All he has to do is walk out, and that's the round. Great stuff from Lav so far. 9 and 2. And that, for me, doesn't even equate to how good he's been playing this map. Bearing in mind, on the rounds he hasn't been getting these multi-kills, he's been gaining so much space, it's allowed Cup to have these big, strong rotations throughout the map, because they already know what's clear and what isn't. For me, if I'm Cup, or if I'm TRX, sorry, the way I counter this is I start taking B main control. Start setting up an AWP, on that long angle, and with that AWP, you can just start taking fights on anyone trying to rotate, and you can usually catch at least one before they start adapting for it.
I think they're taking your advice. Big aggressive push up on C. I'm happy to see this. No over rotations this time from Tinfoil Rex. That being said, though, a great opening pick. Now the lurk is completely gone. Confidence now from Tinfoil Rex should be going up in spades. 3 ults available. Cizora, they can go top C here. Reposition, reset up again. Showstopper in play. Potentially here. Backing away, though. Must be a read now by CUP. They're aware about the explosivity of C-Site. I like to go for these macro level rotations, Krem. And look who's on the other side. That's gonna be Malcro.
You know, I'm really liking Cup's mid-round calls right now. The fact that they're leaving Mound, they realize that if Ray's fighting for it, there's a very good chance there are players behind it, maybe even trying to set up a trap. So avoiding that, going back to A, yes, it's a little bit slow, but I tell you what though, Keg, this has been a really, really solid call from them, from both TRX as well, to fall back, to gamble stack that A site. Fortunately for them though, it's going to come down to this first aim duel with the Omen, because if he goes down, there's no one else on site there to support him.
Yeah, I like these calls too again.
30 seconds.
You can over-rotate here to Tinfoil Rex because that lurk is gone. All of trees discovered now. Back of cliff, however, destroyed. Avalanche could occur now from heaven's side. Dax Barrison in a really good spot to remove now Noodle Norris, and it just continues on forwards. These calls, like you mentioned, have been unbelievable from CUP.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This has been perfect. There's a lot of ults, though, available for TRX. It feels to me like they were scared of using them almost because of the fact they had bad guns. And it's a trap a lot of players fall into. Bear in mind there, all it took was a Killjoy ult, and that would have been that ace site pushed off. And once they had, bear in mind they only had Sheriff, so there's about, what, 40 seconds left of the round. Once that Killjoy lockdown's gone off, there's only a couple of seconds left for them to fully clear sight before they just have to plant. You still have the ults to buy that time, and that's when you look to take the Angels with the Sheriff. And doing it in the exec, they're still expecting you. And so that's how you try and smuggle kills through on ecos, which you really shouldn't. Hobbit broken once again, though. Raze looking to gain this early advantage, shifting up with the Jet. Bear in mind, double duel, this does mean you can go for this sort of double dive into Hobbit. Unfortunately, with only one Sky Flash, it comes at a bit of a risk, and that's the problem with playing that solo initiator. Zora on the close angle, eagerly awaiting these Cup players to peek into them.
Great game, creating that space. Farwell should be the boom bot, then the showstopper. Oh, that's all that Zora needs. Still just a delay, a minute left on the clock. Just buying time now for Lav, rotating the B main. Undiscovered, through that Viper's Pit. Oh, there is that line of sight now from Takeda. Watching directly on that B main entrance, I thought they were turning around to help out the Rays.
Okay, it looks like the Sky is rotating solo with the spike here.
I like this call. Big distraction factor. Dex Pearson looking to take
Oh,
out the
got through.
mid side. Rotates.
through.
Stewart left alone on an island. Good teleport back over to C site. That is going to be the anti-rotation. Already aware of the plot. Lockdown should be coming underway at some point now from the KJ, but they have more problems on their hands. Slav removes the potential of that lockdown. All that's left now is C site. 2 left alive, but honestly, in this situation, Tinfoil Rex, they have the drop advantage.
No, you're absolutely right. And for Tinfoil Rex here, the objective may actually just be do a bit of damage, hold on to these guns. They haven't got much in the bank as well. So for Cup, this has been a solid start to the map. And for TRX, it feels like they're being just outmaneuvered at this point.
It's really reading into which players go down first and how you can take the most advantage of it. Parsing out too, like this early KJ util. Wherever the KJ is, they rotate. Go the opposite way. I don't want to deal with Nano Swarms today. No, thank you. And all that's left now for CUP is the majority of the team. Stewart, he's trying to crawl slowly into the smoke, use the flash, good for at least one, but he can't get the spray transfer. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be able to either.
So disciplined from Cup as well. You have a Jet who's almost... That Jet was holding the flank the entire time and didn't push for the kill. Instead, waited. Lav could have gone through that smoke and challenged the Sky. Doesn't. Instead, backs off and waits. It's extremely disciplined from Cup, and we are seeing a timeout now come through from TRX. It's much needed. In my eyes, Lav is getting way too much space. And someone mentioned in the chat, it's got to be tilting. Keg, you strike me as the sort of guy who tilts.
No, I'm the guy that has the vibe for the team. Okay, no, it's okay, guys. We got this.
Is that because you're usually bottom fragging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, my Yoru game's gotten a lot better.
Your Yoru game?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a versatile agent that can be played on every map.
I think Yoru's the best agent in the game. I'm not going to lie.
This is why we're casters, Keg.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I'm getting called out by Island. I do tilt
Oh,
sometimes. It's mostly
Does
because of
tilting
my
right
teammates,
now,
though,
come
not
on.
the enemy team. It's like, oh, they don't want to listen to me? Okay. All right.
This is, again, something I picked up in America. I found if they're not listening to you, just say it again, but louder.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
And being meaner about it, too.
Exactly. No one expects you to be mean to them.
In America? Nah.
Exactly. Everyone's so friendly here.
Yeah.
That is like,
Yeah.
I always thought Americans would be rude. They're all really friendly. Granted, I am in the South, but everyone's been uber friendly.
No, I think if you have people like mean against you, it's mostly just like, you know, you have to do something first, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I usually
Unless
do
you're
without
working
meaning to.
retail.
Unless you work in retail, then you could be alive or dead. They don't care.
Yeah, they're like, I want an extra penny off of this.
Or someone goes up with sort of $200 worth of shopping and they pay for it with vouchers only.
Oh. Giving me horrible flashbacks.
It
Good
makes me
paranoia setup, though.
It genuinely makes me understand like war crimes. Like,
Yeah.
I see the appeal, really. If someone was paying with vouchers in front of me. Like,
And they still don't want the warranties. I see how it is.
right!
Oh, Pop Flash, ready to set up, though. Doesn't affect El Sierra. Good setup, though.
Ooh.
Still great crossfire. Great teamwork coming out from Tinfoil Rex. They have a plan in mind. More of a trap style setup now. Backing away. Good to take over A site. And look at that. No one's left around. The two most important ults are left alive. Cesora could go for the sacrificial showstopper play. Maybe he'll create space again for this lockdown. Wouldn't be a bad option. But again, body's disadvantage going into the retake here. What do you do if you're CUP? Little Bobby
Graves is
Tables
already
is
so
stuck.
low as well.
I know. That's why I'm thinking we'll see the showstopper here. You know, sacrificial play, go for that first. Well, enough space for your teammates to go in for the retake. Maybe trade you out. Good flash though, and it doesn't quite matter. CUP again. Beautiful attack down, no matter where you go. It really comes down to the infill gathering for me. Right? Like, you know, the KJ util is great, don't get me wrong. Lob is able to parse that out for the flank, or in the works, to avoid that utility. And then even a direct hit to a site, all you really have are like those boom bots, right? And you have the Seekers and the Trailblazer. But even that's not enough info for Tinfoil Rex to get that proactive play. And that's why you want to see them play aggressively. But even then, it just feels like Tinfoil Rex are hunting for info right as the round ends.
It also feels like a trap TRX falling into a bit here is because they've had a shaky couple of rounds, because they've not been able to find the picks. You know, Zazora's whiffing a little bit. You know, their duelists aren't finding the openings they need. The Omen's not finding the, you know, the picks when he pushes up to Rubble. Because of that, TRX, you see how they're just not aggressive at all. And because of that, it's shaken. It's affected their confidence and thus their game plan. Because they have such little info gather, they have to take these fights. Zazora, he gets one this time. Stuart, good for two of his own. Zazora there to finish the job and finish the phrase that is this 10th round. Great stuff from TRX, and that may be the confidence turner. Bearing in mind, with Cup's comp, you only need sort of 3 or 4 rounds here, which is by all means possible for TRX. Yes, there's economy for Cup. Bear in mind, they still have their timeout they could use should they want to do it. My worry now for TRX is you've just had a successful round just aim dueling. That's not going to be repeatable. You've played this close angle by Hobbit with it being broken early. You've played it so many times now that it feels to me like it's at this point, Cup are just going to instantly commit the paranoia to it. They're going to instantly have Lav try and lurk up C the second they realize that it's the same setup towards Hobbit.
Well, then surely into this next round, we'll probably see a slower CUP early run, right? Kind of promote Lob a little bit more to take that anti-spacing, and then maybe promote or rotate away for Tinfoil Rex towards Lav, or even just distract the entire team away from Lav to get that same presence you did last round.
Yeah, exactly that. And I mean, credit where credit's due to TRX as well. They don't go hunting for that final kill. They realize they need their economy intact for these final couple of rounds, because the phrase that ends the first half is what starts the second. And especially in best of threes, those pistol rounds, they add up. Like, pistol round, second round conversion, right? That's 3 rounds, 6 rounds a map. You've got 3 maps to play. It will add up, and it also helps your confidence so much.
I mean, going back to what you said before, right, in terms of the score count, like, CUP need to get as many attacking rounds as possible right here with that double dive. They can play super aggressive on the defense, but that's a big hole in their defenses, too, if they can't shoot the shots back. They've been able to on the attack. They've been able to set the tempo, too. Once again, out of their hands, it might be more difficult when the sides swap, but we'll have a few more rounds before that happens. C-side is empty. This is made purely for retake potential off of that lockdown.
Yeah, full exec coming in now. There are still ults for TRX here to go for the fast retake, particularly that lockdown. There's still about 75 seconds left on the clock here. I would love to see if that lockdown gets used out of gut feeling, just to try and prevent that push. However, TRX, I feel like they're so worried about the flank of Lav, they're so worried about just the straight slam that Cup have, they're over-rotating a bit now. And you see the ground that Cup have been able to gain over on A because of that 5-man rotation that TRX had pulled there. There's 45 seconds left. Cup is stacked up outside of A. They've got control of Hobbit should they choose to break it. The counter push now from TRX, the Omen thrusting himself towards the attacker's spawn, is going to be the difference maker here.
Yeah, no flank setup for CUP. Good distraction factor right now, pushing in, make that primary distraction against Tinfoil Rex. CUP still baited out by this. Unaware about the Omen's presence. Azora, though, again, that distraction factor, Showstopper's out. This is good. Behind you, though, not checking it. At least it wasn't activated. All the while, just backing up time, waiting. See Melko push up yet again. Good for one on the flank, and still now, only one left alive. I'm fighting back like a big air bubble burp right now. That's why I'm pausing so much, but no pausing for Basil. Not even necessary. Good for Tinfoil Rex once again, and not even any ultimates needed.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're holding on to this lockdown for so long. We got the last round of the half now. It's been up for a good while now, sort of 4 or 5 rounds, and I can't help but think that for TRX, I mean, hey, three ults going into this final round, bearing in mind that Cup have their Seekers, the Neural Theft, and the Bladestorm. Bladestorm isn't going to be able to do much, especially in these retakes, unless, of course, the Jet's AWPing, for instance. Same for the Neural Theft. That's something that, it's a second phase of a fight where you're using these ults, not the first. You could potentially use the Sky on a gut feeling, but even then, like, it feels for CUP, that Sky ult now is just additional info gather. It can't be used to kickstart these XX because they just don't have the additional info to work off of.
See, a lot of teams recently have been running Gecko instead of the Sky.
Yeah, Gecko's really strong. Gecko's very strong.
Do you think both teams would have preferred or maybe found more value out of the Gecko?
Maybe it's Gecko needs the issue with Gecko. If you're playing a solo initiator Gecko, is you really need a Gecko who knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And that can come back and haunt you very, very quickly. But once again, 5v5 retake. Now the ults are going to matter. Aggression towards Waterfall by Ballista. He's good for the first. Knows the seconds there as the Neural Theft is pinged, I believe. Is going to buy a bit of extra space, but for TRX, they've been able to limit the control CUP have towards Water and CT. Showstopper out, led by Zora, unable to find anyone thus far.
No.
Caught by the Trip as well. Has to deploy that Showstopper. Stuart good for another, instantly traded out from back site. The Jets continuing to just rain havoc on these defenders as they try and funnel their way in. A 3K from the Jets, and with that, it will be an 8-4 half from Cup. Bearing in mind, there was only a 16% chance, at least by viewer voting, that they would win this, and they are now double the rounds of TRX. Bearing in mind it's the opening map, bearing in mind it's their map pick, but you can't take away from the fact that they have played incredibly thus far.
Now, do you think CUP is going to be on the disadvantage going into the defense if they don't play aggressively here? Tinfoil Rex has a more standardized comp. They should be able to bring these rounds back to an even scoreline, I would imagine.
So. Unless, bear in mind, Cup's rounds so far have been very aggressive. We're into another tech pause, oh boy. But Cup's rounds have been pretty aggressive. They've allowed Lav to get some very early control. Their map control came off of Lav getting space rather than the duelists being able to do these dives. Because of that, I can't help but think that actually for Cup, the way they make these rounds, the way they get their info on defense is through aggression. If Lav is the one who's leading that aggression, he can't do that on the Cypher. The pressure now hums off Lav and towards the duelists.
Yeah, it was really Lav's show because he could lurk so much, and now he's kind of confined to one site at a time. Maybe two if you count that tripwire and B and him holding down C site, but big trap setup play already beginning for CUP side. You can see the Omen Paranoia set up for Habador, and everyone else is just spam nades and Cloudburst and just deny as much vision and space as possible in the first 10 or so seconds.
Now that we are on this pause, though, it's just like VCT.
Oh, yeah.
Just like VCT.
You know, I tried to watch Partying APAC the other day.
How did that go?
I waited for 2 hours, and after a while, I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm just going to play Roblox on stream. It's just such a lightweight game. I'm like, okay, we'll play a different FPS game. And every so often I tap back in.
Is Roblox an FPS?
It can be. You know, play some bad business. I mean, look, they're all iPad kids, right? That's why it's so easy to play against them. But
I see.
It's a very non-committal game. You know, if APAC suddenly
you
started...
relax, okay? You go ruffle stomp iPad kids.
Dude, I relax by playing ranked Valorant, man. Like,
You're a weirdo.
I know. But
You know,
like,
I have to ban some of my players from playing ranked because they go into scrims and their mental's already destroyed.
oh, that's fair. That's fair. No,
Yeah.
for me, it's like Sudoku. You know, I'm trying to figure out how the enemy team plays. I'm learning how to
Mhm.
be like a team leader or a middle management role someday to be able to corral a team of people who don't really want to be there to be there.
That's true. That's true. We've yeah, but part of the joys of having the chat open as well on our sort of PGM display is we can see people talking to Hooge, and I'm thoroughly worried by the fact that someone suggested an Aussie accent for us.
Eh,
Because of course we've done Zoomer, we've done what else have we done? We did Zoomer. I think I attempted American. You attempted English for a round.
yeah.
What were the other ones we've done?
Uh
We had one where they named everyone like who, where, there. The
oh,
other
that's right.
player.
We had the cast one round where it was all upside down.
Yeah. Oh, and we had the upside down round. We get tortured, man. Like this isn't fun.
Oh, don't act like you don't like it though, Krem.
Of course I like it, but I can't tell that publicly.
Hey, that's fair. You know what? Kudos, fair, fair. All right, let's see though. Cizora. Oh, the timing here might be impeccable. Look at that tripwire. Cizora's gonna want to take that backspace control, but they can avoid it. Let's see what happens here though. Lob's in a good spot to maybe go for the swing, get at least one. Cyber Cages could go down any moment, but no, the waiting game, that smoke will go away. There it is, Cyber Cage 1, the boom bot, all but the reveal Lob's location. Now it's just a matter of time before one falls, but it's actually the attacking Raze that does first. They made so much distance backside that it may not matter. Malcro's there trying to reclaim that space back, but the damage may have already been done. Trades for trades, a blow for a blow. That's not a knife, that's a knife. And Stewart, can they hold it down? The answer so far seems to be yes. It's a 3v3. And even then, as I say that, parsing, divide and conquer, Veni Vici to the Vici, there is Noodle Norris. Once more, taking it back.
Keg, are these going to be the whispers of a death rattle or the war drums of a comeback?
You ever hear one of those Aztec death whistles?
I have.
Ooh, that's what I'm imagining it's like.
You want to know what's even more morbid about that?
What's up?
They used to be made out of human skulls.
Nice. That's how I want to be buried when I die.
Yeah.
I
What,
would like.
wait, buried, or do you want to be turned into an Aztec death whistle?
I mean, I'm assuming some of me will be buried, and the rest of me can go to become a.
Can I turn you into an Aztec death whistle?
Yeah, you can do it while I'm alive. Only for you though.
Only while you're alive. I only need a little bit of skull. We'll be fine. You don't need it.
I have plenty to spare. Don't you worry about that. And so there haven't been a lot of adaptations from CUP. They're relying on Loud to hold down the entirety of C-Site, but the util comes out far too late. Loud's now trapped in the corner. Cyber Cage is out, sprays on the other side. The Nay is the one that does it in. That's huge. Full C-Site control again. CUP, they want to go for the retake here, but do they have the ability to do so? It really comes down to that utility prowess. Big potential swing here. Cizora chooses not to disengage or re-engage with that fight. Malcro on the other side, though. This is looking like good seaside control for the rest of Tinfoil Rex, but COP and company, they flood back in. They have the utility crem. This is so good. And the nade left to spare for the jet, and even then, that's not necessary.
I won't lie, Keg. That was way more expensive than it should have been. Luckily, the Vandal and the Bulldog stay alive, so at least they're savoring a little bit of money. But buying around it as well, not going for the third round bonus, instead trying to press the attack, press the advantage. It's a risky play from TRX, but honestly, I quite like it. Bearing in mind that for Cup, their damage has come on the retakes. If TRX can consistently get the spike down, especially on C, a site which is notoriously hard to retake, with an extra bit of control, whether that be Mound, Waterfall, CT, the extra control is going to make the retake go from hard to nigh on impossible.
And I mean, CUP's ult cycling too isn't enough to justify just using, I don't know, say Seekers or even a Neural Theft to bring back information for the retake either. It's just the pounds over for C, over and over and over again. Goodbye, little doggy.
That nade from Cizora missed where he was aiming it for, but because it bounced back, it destroyed the Cypher trip and almost killed his teammate's dog.
Oh, unlucky there.
Planted.
Okay. Now CUP, same procedure once more. The protocol being that split push for the retake. Trailblazers out. Arf, arf, arf. Gorp! Well, it falls down anyways. Love is still inside these cyber cages, only with a judge. Trying to find a little bit extra space that a Cypher should not. Doesn't matter though. He loses so much space and it's up to Bobby once more. Good for one, maybe make that two. Flash peek is out. Double swing.
Enemy remaining.
Good. No double swing just yet. 1v1 instead. No information. Tequila fit. No. Good lord. Is that Kremer barking? No.
The fact I get accused of this slander.
Yeah, stop
while
barking.
you're sitting there barking down the mic. The difference in casting styles definitely there, isn't it? I try and pick out what's happening around the map, and you bark, and somehow it works. Somehow we're still employed, to be honest.
Look, man, I'm barely a play-by-play caster, you know, so I have to make do with what I can. My analytical brain's always running, because we're both like color casters.
I
in
thought
practice.
play-by-play just meant having fun while you cast. So
Is
this
barking not having
wild to
fun?
me. Right. I mean, well, different enjoyment for different strokes for different blokes, as they say.
I know what I said. I'm not taking it back. But what I think could be taken back is a site. 3 stack here. We see a lot of disengagement from CUP. One of the first A-side attacks we've seen in quite a while. It's a nearly even game. Tinfoil Rex are down by 1, but they need to make an adaptation. Assumption there that CUP would stack up C-site, not the case. A great lead from the defense, and it's forcing everyone on Tinfoil Rex to potentially tuck tail and run. Maybe try to fade to the space, but they're not able to.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, to be honest, Keg. Bearing in mind that for CEP, they don't have guns, right? So they're trying to bait TRX into actually committing to that A-site fight. Because once they do commit to that fight, that's when the pistols get up close and personal. You start dumping your util, and you make it very hard for the rifles. But because they dumped their util too early, the attackers, they're just going to head back. They've done just that. Back to C, back to what works. Spike's going to go down, another 5v5 plant. However, once again, they haven't left sight. So with everyone stacked up here, it's by all means winnable for Cup, but they need to find these frags and fast. Zora, he's got other plans. 2 already, 3 versus 5 retake with only Sheriffs. It's going to have to be God's work to get them back onto this site. And unfortunately, there is no God here. There is only Stuart. 2 kills for him, looking for the 3rd on the jump spot, and maybe the race to take this fight to Zora. Will he get 3k of his own here up against the other duelist? Yes, it is. It's not clean, but it works. 8-8 now as TRX meet Cup at the halfway point.
Well, surely now we have to see what the comms are going to be sounding like. It's got to be chaos from one side or another. But perfect timing, too, for that attack timeout. This will be a good time to see what they have to say.
Okay.
What are their trip? They're putting 1 trip on C. When we went C off start, he put his Kim back here, and then when we went C and he wasn't it, he used his Kim for retake. Low key, I'm down to just raise off the start on B and just take B and see what they're doing on B.
Okay, do we want to use skill drill? Ready?
No, we say Kidjo for another round. I think we just use Razel this round. Remember what we did yesterday where I Razel off the start to get this space? I think we do that, and then we Omen blind Link.
Okay, and then we take a link?
We take Link, yeah.
Where do we want to play post Gwent?
I think we want to have like probably 2 main and like 2 Link probably.
Okay.
And then someone just doing whatever. I don't fucking know.
So is it you want all 5 be main?
All 5 be main, yeah.
Alright, bet.
They might start pressuring one side and trying to flank because like they haven't flanked at all. Besides on pistol.
Yeah. And you sure you don't want like an A lobby link or something with the turret? Or nah?
Nah. Okay, I think the death ball isn't working. So I think we just keep death balling.
Okay.
Alright.
Off west now.
So am I dogging or anything with your ult?
Oh dog, no, just literally just sprint up because I'm using Razor. Sprint up.
Okay.
And then just Omen blind like this macro. Like into Link.
Yeah, and we smoke the ceiling.
Smoke Kevin. Smoke Kevin and ceiling. Yeah.
Oh, both. Okay.
Bro.
Planning. 1 walked up C.
Planting.
Opening
Oh, they
door.
open mount.
It's
Open
Cypher.
mount.
Area link. I'm gonna flash into A link, eh?
I'm on your right side, Norris.
Dead.
Oh,
Heaven,
heaven.
heaven.
2 heaven. Nice, 1 more heaven.
Maybe
Made
blind.
it off main. Turret's
1
watching
ceiling.
flank. Yeah, heaven hit 40.
One more ceiling.
Heaven left.
Last
Heaven
heaven
left.
hit 40.
Malcolm, play off hand.
Just swing off. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice try. Good try.
Yeah, NT.
Hello.
Easy.
Beautiful defuse there from CUP. Did they use KJ lockdown? No, they didn't.
No, so TRX just don't like their Killjoy lockdown, it seems. But while we were off air for just a round, I did scroll up in the chat, Keg, and it seemed like that we've been humbly asked to be Aussie for a round.
I don't even know what Australian people sound like.
Will, to be honest with you, mate, they're not really human. I wouldn't refer to them as people, to be honest, but I guess
Oi.
we'll have to. Guess we'll have to see you this next round.
That's not a board. This is a bird. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Says Zoro now. Getting pulled away forwards. Steve Irwin, though, would have loved this place. I don't know what Australians sound like, but this could be good enough. El Sierra now, good for one. I just sound like Uber. Can I find yet another one? No, perhaps not. El Sierra could make that sacrificial play, though. Back over. Back to B site. A lot of ults to work with here, especially those Seekers, who would be good for info gathering. But again, the showstopper, where is it? Oh, Bobby Tables. Maybe not quite yet.
But now it's going to be the Seekers deployed from the sky. Going to do a little bit of early damage. It'll be the Rays to hit the Dick first. And follow it up with the Viper. Good for another one. There's the Blade Storm. Able to follow it up. 3 versus 3 for the Afterplant now. Neural Theft available, but I doubt we'll see it used. There's the Jet taken down. Ray's good for 2. Make it 3. It's a terrific spray down from the Rays there. And with that, TRX, they strike straight back into CUP there, 9-9. And I mean, you see here, once Zoro just sends that Rays to the Dick, it's just an absolute slaughter from then on out. Just full tilt, full time.
Sorry, I was watching videos of Steve Irwin to see how to do the accent.
This one's a beauty with like some crocodile
Oh.
trying to rise up his arm. Yeah.
Look at the size of that retake! My god! I'm so bad with accents, dude. I can barely speak English.
Neither can I, brother. It's okay.
No, you know like 7 different languages.
Yeah, like a couple of sentences.
Okay, cast to me in Honduran.
You know they speak Spanish there, right?
I don't know what country speaks what.
Spanish is one of the few languages I just can't do. I'm very bad at it.
What's your best secondary language?
Either German or Russian.
Oh, I took 1 class of German. I got a C-. Let's go.
Okay. Das war ein Jet gefonste nein, was war ein Gefell? The Killjoy swinging out there randomly, able to get 2 though. I'm still Aussie now. This is what you've done. This is what you've done to me.
Oh, ich einen Sprachensprich. Verantworten.
Nein, mein Deutsch ist gut, aber das nicht fließen. We
What? Huh?
Want to rate my Russian? My Russian's pretty bad, to be honest.
It sounds like a certain part of your body is getting flayed.
Bonimage, mi ruski
Your watermelon
i
seeds.
Malenka.
You're getting flayed. Oh no. Speaking German and
Speaking
Aussie.
German and an Aussie accent. This is what you've done to me. I'm gonna go back to the
Australian?
We've got scrims later today. I'm gonna do the whole thing in an Aussie accent.
Oh,
I can't
please.
undo it now, and it's your fault, Keg.
Perfect. I like it when things are my fault. It makes the world more chaotic. Good teleport though. Look at this from the shadows, Velcro. Already in the far back lines. He's gonna identify that A site's completely empty here. Big rotation should be coming over. And the best thing too is that you can save those Seekers a little bit longer because of that. You just have to remove Bobby Tables from the equation. Get on site, post-plant Seekers, huge info. Oh, Bobby, stay alive for me. Only thing I know about Australians, oi! So we keep saying that over and over. Oi! Oh, nope, never mind.
Just oi.
Oi!
You're bang on. That's it.
All I know about Australia is kangaroos and the koalas.
Yeah, well, the kangaroos, koalas, and convicts, and for CUP, it's a site to retake. As the raid's good for the first Stuart. Timing isn't great with the flash there. He is somehow able to fight his way out, though, down to the 3 versus 2. TRX with the afterplant positions as well, planted for them. Showstop comes out from Zoro to almost guarantee the round here, and he doesn't even have to peek with it. Waits till they're close, fires it off. Good for Lad. Doesn't know where the second is. Sky through the smoke, doesn't matter. The Viper's there to help him. You know what, actually? Now that we've been told we can swear a bit, I can tell you about the story. I once tried casting Russian.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
For the sake of this, I'm going to pretend I don't remember it.
Okay, because I told you this off air, but the stream doesn't know this. Which was, back in Counter-Strike, we were told that a Russian tournament called, like, Thunder Pick or something like that. And the Russian cast, they did a round in English for, shits and gigs, because, of course, in Russia, you learn English. And so it was kind of easy for them. The only Russian I knew at the time was "Drop Galash, suka bla, didi don, dal bayo," and I said that with as much passion as I could muster. And my producer came in and went, "Don't do that again." That's the only feedback I had on my Russian.
Well, what does it mean?
The only word I didn't understand was the only word I didn't understand was "dalbayo," which I now know means like idiot. But I thought that was just deeply offensive. Turns out it was "gandon" was the word I said, which I couldn't. For those of you who would feel a little bit bored and want to check Google as to what "gandon" means, it is a miracle they had me on for the day afterwards. But lesson learned: don't speak other languages on stream. It doesn't go well.
Gandon now has 1/3 of the Triforce. Can they collect the other two? Wisdom and heroism. Maybe, perhaps so. Zora, though. Oh, hiding through the dark cover. Here's the audio of the footsteps up the waterfall. They are good for one, but at what cost? It's just about everything. Oh, the mount control. Nearly so for Mount Crow.
That's perfect. I tell you what, for TRX, they had the same issue which Cup had when they were taking C. Luckily for Cup, they were winning the aim duel, so it didn't matter as much. But because TRX were taking, when they take C, they just hold C. You need to, when you take sights, it needs to be a sight and more. So it's either sight and a waterfall, sight and CT, sight and a heavy mount control with it planted for you. That's how you hold these sights. Same for B. You either push further into Link, you take Heaven, you take Hobbit. You can't just have sight and the position you came from, due to the amount of utility that happens and that gets dumped in these 5v5 retakes. And because of that, that's why CUP are able to just take these retakes, because TRX are just giving them aim duels. Same issue may happen on B site here. Luckily for them, it's the unguarded position, but it's going to be responded to with a fast take to Rubble here. And once CUP see this is clear, the Omen's going to head straight back through Hobbit to try and defend this B site.
Yeah, timing here. Depending on where that Viper's pick goes. Wide swing in. Basil discovered. Paranoid doesn't connect. Surely now we see that spike go down. Then the Viper's pit on top. Be good to make sure B-side's all but unapproachable. There it is. Trailblazers out. Info gain. Just running on it. Love does not care. The spray transfer doesn't work out either. Look at this. Bodies are dwindling one by one. Any ult potential from CUP is already fallen underway. No Bobby Tails spraying through, hoping to find that headshot against the Viper. And little do they know, Takina's right there, literally in front of them. For one. But for two, that's the Viper's pick gone. El Sierra on a tear. It's going to leave it now down to Noodle Norris. Just has to divide and conquer these fights. That blast pack will be able to detonate it soon, but no. They forced out the wider wide swing against Noodle, and Bobby Tails has it.
Perfect stuff from the Raze there. The fact they're able to bring it down from that 2 versus 3 in a Viper ult into a 2 versus 1 in their favor is absolutely incredible. And look how they get out here. The flash buys a bit of time, pulls the Viper away. This allows is it El Sierra, I believe is how you say it, El Sierra to get those first 2 kills for the Killjoy here. They haven't heard it get tapped past that. So all they have to do is shoulder swing here, but instead they get a little bit too aggro. They look for a kill instead. They're punished for it. And at 11-11, I won't lie to you, Keg. Looking at how this series was hyped up, and looking at how the chat has voted, I would have never have expected the game to be this close.
Yeah, this is such a good performance from both teams right now. Really big, actually not even macro level adaptations. It's more so on the micro level.
Absolutely, and it's mainly been the sort of attacking mid-round calls which have given Cup this advantage, and it seems to me like it shows massively, bearing in mind that they are the lower rank here by quite a distance, but because they have coordination as a team, they're making this close against TRX, a team which should be stomping them.
Oh, Bergenson, no, Fallen, giving up all of A-site control. That's gigantic. And now El Sierra might be caught off. We need to go from El Sierra to W Sierra. Could that be the case? No. The sprays, they just barely don't connect against Takina. W Sierra, though, is good to remove at least Malcrow. Basil's on an island here. This will be tough to retake. If CUP can remove one more body, then they can get the Neural Theft and find maximum info. That's going to be a while, though, for Lav to rotate back around. Still just waiting off this util. Take that timing out. Basil's good for 2. Maybe make that 3. Still one backside Stewart. Oh, running off in his little rat car this round. It's W Sierra with the 0-3.
Absolutely perfect. And, well, they just peek into them. I will admit, I did get a bit worried there, especially knowing that Lav was on the flank, seeing his own Omens smoke him off. It did raise a few alarm bells. However, when you have El Sierra running around, clicking on heads, winning rounds, and bringing Cup to map point, You know what? Maybe just let him do his thing. Someone else to mention as well is Cesora, currently 27 and 16 keg. He is having an incredible performance as of now, and he's doing it on 1,500 ping.
Yeah, homeboy disconnected. We're gonna wait for him to reconnect. I love the new Lotus. So you would agree with me that old Lotus was fairly attacker-sided, right? And fairly is used very generously.
Yeah, yes, slightly. I wouldn't say fairly, but slightly. Yeah.
Would you say now it's like the same but defender-sided, like heavily?
It entirely depends what your comp is.
That's fair.
Lotus is one of the maps which at the moment is swung massively based on what comp you run. You know, I can't reveal too much actually. But actually, sod it, we can. You have maps which, especially if you run stuff like double duelist, if you're starting on attack, or you're starting on defense, sorry, it becomes much easier. Because double duelist for attack sounds quite easy with a double dive, but if you're running solo initiator behind it, it's down to the aim of your duelists.
Yeah.
And so if you're starting defense, you have the ability to be able to just send your duelists out to take these fights. Whereas on attack, it's entirely down to they have to be on fire from the get-go.
But like, let's say we remove different agents from the equation, right? Like it's the same identical team. They've made the corners, especially on C side, much deeper in, much more 50-50, and B side included too. Would you say now that this should naturally be more defender-sided than before?
I would think so. Yeah, I think so. Ever so slightly. Okay. Someone's asked, do VCT players get P breaks? That's a great question actually, because I wondered this as well, and I can answer it with a story from India, from VCT Convergence, which is we had another long tech timeout. And there was a team there which got told off for taking off their headsets and going off the stage. So the way it works is if you're a VCT player, from the moment you step on the stage, you are considered like in tournament. And so that means you can't have your phone, you can't leave your desk, you have to keep your headsets on, you have to keep your in-ears in, unless of course you have headset problems. And then between maps, you have a chance to do it. Between series, you have a chance to do it because you have your own prac room as well. But the moment you step on stage, you're considered like in the match, and so you can't leave the stage until the map's finished.
See, my idea has always been gaming catheters. You know how sometimes like warm liquids. Yeah, you ever see those mugs where you fill up
Get
with
an
hot
RGB
coffee?
one.
Well, no, hold on. I'm getting there. So you know those coffee mugs where if you pour in like hot water, coffee, it changes colors or it gives like more color to it. So imagine RGB gaming catheter with the same exact thing where warm fluids go into it and it just becomes like RGB, and you can see like in your audience, oh, Tens, what are you doing down there, Tens? It's glowing.
You know what you could do as well is you could you know how at fairs they have like the like button you hit with a hammer and it shows you how hard you've hit like a level. Yes. You could have that for like how hard you piss.
Oh,
get like high scores and stuff.
We should have that for the desk.
Oh, I feel I piss pretty hard, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever break the toilet bowl?
I'm not with piss alone.
No.
Wait, I don't. I'm relieving myself. I'm not cutting diamonds.
Well, I mean, you're a hard pisser. I thought so, maybe.
Okay. If anyone can do that, I will follow them for the rest of my life. I
think about that every morning. Like, could this be the time where I can become a hydraulic power beam? What's up?
Hooge is absolutely revisiting the pay and advanced method.
Oh,
for these casts.
He's like, why do they bring them back again?
Yeah, absolutely. You see, luckily, everyone has really short memories.
That's true.
So that's what we get for having a break.
That's a Valorant player moment.
He's forgot we're shit. But now we've done this. Remind him again.
Okay, good opening pick, by the way. That's going to be the Sky gone. All that info gathering that could be important in the mid-round, albeit risky, is completely nullified. There hasn't been as many lurks, though, from Tinfoil Rex. Their composition doesn't really allow it as much, except for the Viper, and even then, they're playing much more backlines.
Yeah, it feels like if you were to have a lurker, you would probably use the Viper, but the issue with TRX is that once you put down that wall, a lot of your sort of, the nuance that comes with the Viper becomes much harder to use. We're going to see that finally the first lockdown of the game is going to be, I think maybe the second lockdown of the game, it's going to be used on the final round of regulation. But nonetheless, 14 seconds left right now. It's been cut very close by TRX, but they're good for one. Instantly there on the trade. Smokes are going to go off. There is a single detainee, that being the Cypher, the swing out from the Omen, and that is just perfect. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see map 1 fall in favor of CUP. They take it 13-11. Their map pick of Lotus, and they come in with a statement. Yes, gold may shine value and be backing currencies, but diamonds will always be a girl's best friend.
And we know exactly what cuts diamonds now, thanks to you, Kremer. Really,
That's why we're here.
Yes, sir. Really good matchup from Tinfoil Rex. Again, very small ancient composition differences. Really, just the difference of the double dive, double controller comp essentially. And even then, like I was really impressed with like the lurks that we had seen come out from CUP's attacking side, and just having overall much better of a map presence rather than relying on team-wide gunfights.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And if I'm not mistaken, that may actually be the first map TRX have lost this entire tournament. To give you an idea as to just how dominant they were going into this series.
I mean, this was like a lot of homework being done from CUP's side, a lot of
Absolutely.
scrim work. I mean, look, I'm not sure if these two teams are like necessarily scrimming each other for UNDERPEEL, but let's assume that they do, and they've been really, really being able to counterpick each other has been
CUP
so
definitely
good.
are.
Oh yeah. They look like they did their homework here, and I think there was definitely a concise beginning, middle, and end to a lot of their attacking rounds. And even if it didn't necessarily go in their way, it seemed like they had a much better protocols about being able to pivot and be like, okay, this is the situation. We know they're playing fast and retakes. They're gonna dump, they're gonna flood retake against us. This is how we can back up and play coordinated as a team to remove, especially those back lines.
Do you want to see a fun stat here?
Uh-oh.
Zora had 10 first bloods.
That's incredible.
That's pretty damn good. And they still lost. 28-17 and still lost. If I'm Zora, I'm going for a bit of a walk right now.
I mean, look, you have to have a long distance walk from Lotus to Icebox, right?
That's true. I suppose you're going from the sort of the equator to either the far south or far north.
So I mentioned this on the open qualifiers cast. I think Lotus and Icebox are the only two maps, because we had a series that was also Lotus and Icebox. I think those are the only two maps ever to be surrounded by the ocean. So really, really good call to pick the two ocean maps.
Isn't Pearl underwater?
Yeah, it's underwater, but it's not surrounded by like, an island's worth of water. You know what they should
Breeze
have?
on an island?
Oh, you know what? It was Breeze. It was Breeze, not Lotus. My bad. But even then,
we're going to go to a quick break, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
We'll be back momentarily. We'll be back in a bit.
You can't
with
silence me!
Icebox. And so, thank you very much for listening to this, putting up with, I should say, this first map of Lotus. 13-11. It's all to play for over on Icebox. Coming up next.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Ooh, Icebox. I think this might be the single most interesting map in the map pool right now. I know a lot of people are not Icebox enjoyers, but in terms of like
I am an Icebox enjoyer.
Me too,
I
me
do like
too.
my Icebox.
But like in terms of compositions right now, I think this is the most interesting.
Mhm.
In NA yesterday we saw what the Swamp comp on Leviathan versus 100 Thieves. I think they had Asuna. No, Asuna was on Gecko, but they had a Reyna
Mhm.
comp.
Yeah, exactly. Something I'll mention, someone in the chat said, I caught my eye, is maybe I should stop playing KO, having seen Underpeel and VCT. I will admit, I'm a little bit insulted by that, because this is VCT. It's the same thing. Like, we have the production, we have the tech delays. There is no difference between VCT and this.
Hmm.
It's the same thing, and KO is a sick agent. You should keep playing it. However, as we go into Icebox, we are going to see the Gecko make a showing. Something that did surprise me is Deadlock has been a big pickup for Icebox, especially these last couple of weeks. Kind of surprised we've not seen it thus far. However, I am a big fan of the Gecko. Also a big fan of the Sage.
Yeah, I mean the Sage comp, right? That's the like OG 2021 Icebox comp that we see.
Mhm.
I mean the big thing that we would see from Sage back in the olden days would be like, on the defender side, he would lock out top tunnel with a wall. On the attacking
Mhm.
side, it'd be a good anti-flank or just good for cutting off that mid-side rotation. Curious to see if we're gonna have it this time. I think the double duelists are gonna be a little bit more difficult for the Sage to get around, especially because updraft blast packs are gonna be good for the anti-verticality that Sage cannot bring. But early flash leads into an early nade. Not much to be seen in the beginning here. But oh, look at this. This is gonna be the Sova. Looking for that early pressure. We've seen a lot of baited out owl drones in VCT these last few days. Not going to be quite the case here on B site. A full rotation, and Basil's going to be caught off guard.
I will admit, my highlight of the tournament so far is hearing Hooge come through going, oh, whoops, shit, followed by a series of stream notifications about subs. So, it's just like VCT. Welcome back.
Jump scare.
Cesora continuing the form he had in the earlier game, getting that first pick, followed by a plant 4v5 retake now for CUP. That Sage Wall also going to buy a lot of time and a lot of space to work with for TRX now. CUP, they got to move quick as well. That spike's been down for a good couple of seconds now. Cesora negates the information. Good for another. Tries to make it 3. Unable to do so. Lab there to trade. However, time is ticking and the players are running low. 1 versus 4 now for Dax Bjergsen. Swings out with that Sheriff, unable to find anyone as of yet. Caught by the double swing, finished off by the Sage. That'll be the first round for TRX in a very, very convincing fashion.
Yeah, that was super nice. I mean, full B-side control. I like the split push potential that we'd seen from the remains of CUP, but unfortunately, even then, with just a pistol round on B-side, you don't have a whole lot of utility to dump for the retake and take that space back. So, gonna be great for Tinfoil Rex. I'm curious to see if they're gonna double down with better weaponry this round. Sorry, I can't burp, so like all the air gets stuck in my lungs, and I just kind of wait for it to seep, excuse me, out of my body. But what I was trying to say, I know, I'm weird, I'm built different, but Tinfoil Rex, I'm assuming they'll double down and go to B side again. The only thing that really stopped them is gonna be Bergensen with this singular ghost in the 1v5.
There'll be no burps or hiccups from Bjergsen now, who is going to have to defend against another swing, another push from TRX, looking to continue to pummel this B site. They swing out, there goes Bjergsen. It is more than just a burp, it's more than just a hiccup. It'll be death for him. As TRX now once again with a man advantage. Trying to make it 2. Cesora does fall fairly low, 13 HP to work with, but for El Sierra, breaking that wall is going to mean that they can prevent a plant. Not able to hide behind it on the extremity though. Instead for TRX now, having committed the wall, having committed the Viper wall as well, rotating back to A is going to be very difficult unless they're able to get a pick as they fall back.
Surely they're not going to over-rotate here, right? They're just going to cut noise and reset on B, fake out the over-rotation against CUP, but no, they're really dedicated to this. But hey, double kills. This can go pretty much wherever you want now, but of course that wall, like you mentioned, has been dedicated to B site. No reason not to go back when you have such a big body and weapon advantage. Utility gain for CUP, what remains probably not that great. But Cesora, like you mentioned, back on Lotus, is going to take sight and expand just a little bit more to catch out anybody on Snowman.
I love it, and it looks like Cesora's going to do just that. Sova makes a bit of noise on the rotation. There he goes. Cesora hunting for the final player, El Sierra on the Rays. Unfortunately, it's sayonara for Sierra, and Stuart takes him down. It's 2 rounds for TRX, and a great start to Icebox, keeping all 5 members alive.
Yeah, this is super solid. Could you argue, though, for CUP's agent comp that they should be looking more for attacker side runs than defense?
I mean, when you run double duelist on every map, it's actually not bad starting on defense. Bearing in mind that you do have the advantage to warm your duelists to the map, you're able to go for these very big and sort of rotate cutting mid pushes, and all things considered for Cup, it's going to be very easy to get information, especially with the Sova and the Gecko. They should have a pretty good idea as to what TRX are planning fairly consistently. And you see the, actually both bits of rechargeables being used there, both the Dizzy and the Recon Dart. Of course, that Dizzy back in 10 seconds is very, very easy to continue abusing. And the drone from Stuart is going to be limited utility that TRX have to gain information. Destroyed instantly. They actually back off, fearing the flank, which is coming from Bjorksen. He spots out the first. He's good for 2, but it's labored at that. Malcro trades. Dizzy once again retrieved, and that's the effectiveness of that Gecko to just consistently send these flashes over the top.
Keep in mind, 1 controller to work with here for Tinfoil Rex. They have to dedicate this Viper Wall. They want to play for safety here. You could rotate over to B site. The post plants would be hell in a cell. Even with the singular poison cloud that's still available for Tinfoil. A site though. Body advantage for CUP. Should have the rifle advantage going to this round 2. They're willing to give it up more. Info not found on that Dizzy just yet. Across 410, Viper Wall comes up. A good taste of the timings. Works out well. Sierra, can you become a W once more? Great bounce back. Oh my god. Ski ball maneuver. But in that while, though, everyone pivots, or at least one pivots below Raptors. Alpha does find info on 2, which is good, but what about the cross? No wide swing whatsoever. Playing for being hidden instead. Malco's good for 1, catches 2 off guard, but there's Basil to save the day.
CUP, their first retake, and Malcro does quite a good job to get 3 there. Unfortunately for him, the team was just too low on HP. Getting onto site, especially getting onto A site, is very easy. Getting off again is the hard bit. And bearing in mind that both Cup and TRX have essentially avoided mid thus far, I'm surprised actually we haven't seen at least Lav try and go for one of these flanks.
Fuck. Yeah, this slow shit definitely not gonna work. But can we do the same take, but can we go fast?
Yeah,
actually,
done.
wait, never mind. Look at their fucking money. Let's go B, bro. Fuck this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Eco go B. We know the strats.
Yeah.
Just because they know it doesn't mean it's gonna change anything.
Yeah.
They have rifles from last round.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's gonna be like 2 that are poor. Go B.
Okay. I drone.
These are mid.
Close clear. One like
There was one yellow. There's one yellow. There was one yellow.
Yep.
I'm waiting for dirt this time. I'm not going up close.
Yep. Starting.
They might try flanking again. They always love the flank. Fucking cross.
Yep.
Oh.
Top site 1. Yeah, Gecko's top site.
Flank. Can you guys fight the flank guy together? Norris and Viper? Nice. Big kill.
Is there another or no?
No clue. I doubt it.
I'm getting spammed from Snowman. Like ping bomb. Or it's Molly, dude.
Hey, 80 Gecko.
Nice. Not on.
One yellow. I believe one's crossing yellow.
Yeah.
Stuart, double,
Yep.
still, Stuart.
Molly.
He's defusing. What's defusing?
Yellow.
Defusing.
No, Molly.
Oh, no,
Molly.
it's Molly. Okay.
He's yellow.
It's off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
spam him.
Not on.
Nice.
Let's go. Good round.
And the applications will come out.
Oh, interesting.
We're back.
Yo. Hello, everybody. What a banger of a round. Great to see. But can it all continue on? Tinfoil Rex, they had a small blip in their win structure, but they've been able to bring it back now and send that economy for CUP back down into the gutter. So if I'm CUP this round, I agree with you, Kramer. We need to see more mid control. There was a way to bypass and make sure early on Tinfoil Rex cannot gain that space back. B-side has worked well for the attacking team. Going to continue to switch it up. But what is the weaponry looking like now for that Jet?
It doesn't look great. It looks like just a sheriff, and that's something I would say as well. Is when you're playing Icebox with double duelist, you need to get that the op as soon as possible for your probably your Jet or your Sage, And so for me, I would love to see hopefully someone on CUP holds the AWP economy for that Jet. Swing from the Blade Storm isn't needed. It's going to be Malgrove to get that first kill. Sheriff retrieved. Cesora only 1 dagger left to work with. Not much cutlery at all left in the drawer. But it may not matter here. Cup. 3 players stood ready to try and cancel this plant or delay it, or even perturb TRX from even gaining any additional space here.
No utensils in the cutlery drawer. If you can cook, you can eat it with your hands. Exactly what Tinfoil Rex need to do right now. They're cutting noise, trying to bait that rotation for CUP back over to A site. Bobby may be able to use that Dizzy to find information, see that the fake is not yet a fake. And keep in mind, it's not going to work because people are watching the rotates anyways. There has to be a B-side push.
30 seconds left.
Here's that push now. I love the fact they're pushing off behind the Viper wall. It means that they're going to be able to just catch him off guard. Cesora, 2 beautiful frags there with the Ghost. It's all on Lav at long range, finished off by the Blade Storm. Cesora going for the style points as he styles on CUP. 4-1 thus far. And I mean, for TRX, bear in mind it's their map pick, it's their home territory. We're really starting to see why they chose to play on Icebox.
All right, Coach Watermelon, I have to ask you a question.
Go for it.
How do you feel about Reyna on this map?
How do you feel about Reyna on this map? I quite like it. I don't mind Reyna at all, especially if you're running double duelist and you just want one of your duelists to sort of heat up, have the ability to go for the lurks and just the additional flashes. Reyna's very good.
Okay, because a lot of people disagree, like, oh, Reyna, why don't you bring out KO or something with more value? And it's like, no, I think Reyna just has full flexibility to do whatever she wants. Speaking of which, though, same with El Sierra. Again, W Sierra's in chat there. Beautiful start. Now that could promote the flank more. That's why we see the pivot of that Viper back inside halls. Oh, but there might be more problems afoot here. Oh, what is this?
Cesora didn't buy arm with 3k in the bank.
Is pseudo safe, maybe?
Pseudo safe potentially, but he's going to need that Sage heal. And we are going to see, well, Cup go 2 players up. The rest of TRX seem to have stagnated on this hit to this A site. And I mean, Bjergsen just continues to pick them off from back sight. Cesora good to trade. Cesora continuing the success he had on that first map. But to win a 2 versus 4, to convert a 2 versus 4, Cesora's certainly got his work cut out for him. He's got little Bobby to worry about over in mid. There's that swing. The timing's good for him, but the information's been gathered. And that Gecko wants no peace in trying to duel these final 2 players. Instead, Cesora heads back over to this A site. He realizes the Sofa may be on the close angle. Here's the AWP tapped. However, as Cup back off, 30 seconds remaining. TRX, if they want these kills, they need them fast. The Jet's in an isolatable position. Does Cesora suspect it? Yes, he does. Good for the first. Knows there's a second there. There's the res for the Sova. Cross the back site. That's when Lav reveals himself. 18 seconds left. Able to shut down the spike carrier. However, the trades are there. Stuart to fall. Cesora 1 versus 2. Taps once. 10 seconds left. Spots out the Gecko. Good for him. Taps again. This time tries to stick it. 7 seconds left. Time is of the essence right now. And he has run out. The Viper attempting to convert the round. Unable to do so. 0.2 seconds left. Now it's all to play for. Cesora in the 1v1. The Viper's been available, but it won't matter in a round like this. He goes for the timing. Peeks out. Doesn't quite see the player on pipes. There's a follow-up due. However, both players are tiptoeing through the snow. It's going to be the Viper to come out on top. 5 HP left as CUP find their second round off of the heroics of Basil Turb.
You gotta love the IGL call from the defense to hold down A main despite everyone cutting noise on Tinfoil's side. Because the idea, you have 2 players left alive, you have a big body advantage, Resurrect available for Tinfoil Rex, you know where the majority of those early attacker bodies had fallen, we know that Tinfoil Rex like to go for those fakes. You hold, you wait for that Resurrect, you go for the swing den, like you mentioned though, isolatable spot, not quite work, but still save the day regardless. Now CUP, they're in a great spot, Kremer. They have 5 ults to work with. Hunter's Fury could shut down the KJ lockdown if we see it soon. You have the Viper's Pit, the anti-post plant. You have so much to work with here.
So much to work with, and TRX, I think, sort of acknowledging this, have just gone for a fairly heavy default here, hoping to potentially find just a pick wherever they can. And while we are looking at sort of 5 ults available, you know, a fairly good chance for CUP to turn this around, I'm staring at the chat and everyone's talking about quantum computers. So I imagine Hooge is strongly on topic right now. Do you know what? Do you know how quantum computers work, Keg?
No, but there used to be a quantum mechanics Minecraft mod made by Google. That's how I know about it.
That's really cool.
think they stopped updating it after like one release.
Yeah, they ran out of quantum.
Apparently, I guess it's a finite resource like dark matter.
If you were the man to sort of find out what dark matter is, and you were to be able to hold dark matter, what's the first thing you'll do with it?
I don't think I'd be able to hold it because it'd be so heavy, like Nibbler from Futurama.
Right.
Oh, explosive! Nice double utility kills there. If we count the showstopper as a utility, which it most certainly is, but not so much for Malcro. Great defuse, a great retake, and only 2 ults needed.
Absolutely perfect. And yeah, as you mentioned, only 2 ults needed there. The Hunter's Fury to at least delay the plant, or at least kill the player who was planting. The Showstopper for the one covering them, and then for the Viper, a 1 versus 5. You can only do so much there, right? With that, though, we now have 1 round that separates these teams. Very difficult position to be in. I had, do you want to know where my passion for computer science came from?
I'm down.
It was, I had a lecturer at the college in the UK, and he explained to me how the biggest regret he had in life was not installing Bitcoin miners on every single PC in his previous college. And for me, that was one of the coolest things I've ever heard. From going from like fairly strict teachers to one of the most laid-back guys on the planet who was annoyed he didn't install Bitcoin miners. He was, okay, that's the guy I want to learn off of.
Didn't like a Faceit employee get in trouble for that?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
ESEA, not Faceit.
Oh, ESEA, my bad.
Yeah.
But still, that's crazy. I think he only made like, what, $1,000 off of that? He got fired and blacklisted. So,
To be honest, though, if I was caught, I would say I only made $1,000.
That's fair, for liability. You don't need to investigate me. I only got 2 pennies.
Yeah, exactly. It was only like 2 PCs anyway.
Don't take me to civil court for 2 pennies.
Yeah, so you don't need to go higher than that. I'll just return the money. Yeah, that's $1,000. I'm sorry.
Here
You know,
you
won't
go.
happen again.
1 penny, 2 penny. Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is good though. The wingman defuse would go nutty. 2 left alive. Pressured out KJ. Oh no! Not even brought out now. When the stakes are getting so high. Not necessary, I suppose.
There we go. 5-3. Great afterplant from TRX there. And once again, it's just playing the high-low, having 1 player on the low ground, 1 player above them. It's so hard to peek into them without landing a first very clean kill on your shoulder peak. And for CUP, it seems to be consistently on the back foot. For TRX though, ults available for them again. Another lockdown for Noodle Norris, a man who has been allergic to using them on Lotus. We'll see if it's going to be the same case over on Icebox.
I like the split push potential in the B site. Cesaro has been on absolute tear. It could be good to updraft in the boiler and shoot down this opening pick. Oh, a strong opening start. Lob, good for 1. Takina falls. Now you don't have that wall for the anti-flank. You only have the turret. Zora also falls. Could be a strong start here for this defense. Tinfoil Rex, they may have to tuck their tinfoil tails and run back to A.
I mean, they've got time to do it, but that raise is very deep in mid. El Sierra is going to completely catch them off guard, and he's happy to be loud about it as well. Seemed to be umming and ahhing about the Roomba. Makes this noise, and now for TRX, I mean, trapped there, a minute to play with, a minute to fight your way out. It's by all means possible, and it looks like they're going to be swung into. El Sierra gets a bit of info, swings off the back of it though. Malcro good for 1. Malcro not able to double down because Stuart's there to respond into the 3 versus 3 through mid. The Gecko doesn't want to risk going to the other side of that Viper's orb. Instead, it will be the Viper themselves to hold this A site. Wall available, 35 seconds left, and a Judge to try and stop this attack. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better gun for a one-and-done position. However, Recon Dart isn't quite going to land, just avoided by the raise, but it's not needed. Gecko, good for 2. All onto the Killjoy. 1 versus 3, 20 seconds left. Not the time you want. Spotted out by the wingman as well. Swings out, sees the Judge. The Judge will find him. The business end, finding the back of Noodle Norris as CUP make it 4.
I love this collapsing space that CUP is taking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with the alarm bot set up inside of B main, you still had your 2 duelists coming in for that crunch down mid, knowing full well they had kitchen control, mid control, assumingly even full A main control because there wasn't much of a hold there. And you just cross out those rotates, you hope for the best, you just slow down the attack. That's exactly what you're looking for. And it baits enough time for those B side defenders to hold down A side from the other side. And so it's a good macro level rotation to make sure that Tinfoil Rex are going to stay on their toes. Godspot though, Pain Aids are out. El Sierra A good early entrenchment here. Can't get the opening
Oh,
pick. That's gonna unlock so
word.
much more of A site. We have to see that Thrash come out soon, right? From maps. But Gecko's on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I actually wonder how the Thresh is going to be used, to be honest, because trying to retake A is just going to get spammed down. You're only going to be good for one, and retrieving it afterwards is going to become even harder. Zora spots out the Jet, doesn't even want to fight them, instead hides behind their own Cloudburst. Spike still isn't down, bearing in mind, so there's still quite a bit of space to work with here. Bjergsen, good for the first. His teammate traded on, though. Lav to fall means Bjergsen has to continue this rampage. He spots out the Jet, finished off by Zora, though. And with that, the Viper on the back line, good for one before he too is traded, all onto the Gecko. Thrash available, as you mentioned before. But even then now, 1 versus 2, after plant to work with about halfway gone left on that Spike. With a bit of info, he's good for the first, but can he find the Sage? Currently tucked up above him towards the top of rope. Gecko's made his way behind. Doesn't commit the Thresh, instead swings out, knife in hand, and oh my good lord, it's rough from the Sage. Lil Bobby Tables, he wanted to have what looked like a chance to talk about their differences, to settle down their arms, and decide to, you know, change how Valorant is played. Rather than with violence, let's end it in peace. Let's talk under the threat of the Spike taking out both of us. The only time we can be honest with one another about our differences, to find a common ground and turn away from warfare. But no, the Sage opens fire, the Gecko's forced to respond, and Cup equalize at 5-5.
These are negotiations. That's for sure mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see a lot of programming talk in the chat. So and judging by what's been said, I am now fully convinced that Hooge is just a skid.
What?
A script kiddie.
Oh. Hello! Welcome, Tunnels! The first big mid push we've seen. I don't really know a lot about computers. I know a little bit about software.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
A little bit. I was able to change the item ID values in modern Minecraft back in the day. That's the extent of my programming skills. But programming, though, takes a lot of teaching and conditioning, and we're seeing that from CUP. Really good about pushing up against where the KJ isn't for those collapses.
You know, I see you talking about passwords a lot. Did you want to know what a high trust community looks like? I'll show you exactly what it looks like. I think for everyone in the chat, myself, PenFlash, our wonderful observers, production teams, animators, and Hooge himself, we're all going to change our password to the same thing. And because there's such a wealth of information, there's so much information that even if someone just goes onto our PCs and logs in, it won't matter, right? Because it's just going to be the same stuff.
Huh?
Because it's all just going to be Valorant and random weird stuff you found and downloaded. Like, but there's so much random weird stuff that no one's going to be able to, make anything of it.
I like weird stuff, though. Weird stuff is like my whole jam. But speaking of jam, does require some jelly to go along with it, and these are some sweet plays. This is the Viper Ball coming up. Triple stack behind now. Attacking lockdown Killjoy, isolates out the Rays. Everybody else now on maps backing away. Timing not there. Oh, the Rays, quick escape though. Back top, Raptors over to the backside of spawn. Good though. Space has been acquired. Hunter's Fury for the post plan as well. Keep in mind, up to 6 different post plan mollies available for this fight.
Malcro as well, his threat here. Look how many players from the defense have been forced to just try and clear out his position. He eventually gets cleared, but he bought so much time for TRX there. Man down. 3 versus 4 after plant now. The Sage looking to redeem themselves from, let's be honest, a humiliating round beforehand. Spots out the Viper, unable to restore honor to his team. Instead, it's all going to be on Stewart, who is caught out and finished off. CUP, they end the half 7-5 in the lead. My, oh my, Keg, are we going to see potentially an upset of the series? From the lower bracket, CUP had to come.
It's looking like it. I mean, CUP right now, they've been playing such a great micro game. Their mid-rounding, as we called it on Lotus, has been fantastic as well. These rotations have been on point, and it just feels like there hasn't been an opportunity, especially from both sides' defenses that we've seen over the course of 2 maps, right? Well, both of CUP's defenses, that there's never really been an opportunity where they're the ones caught off guard. It's consistently been Tinfoil Rex that seem like they're on that back heel.
Here.
I have a question for you, Keg.
Oh, I like questions.
You know how if you say something really messed up and you add in Minecraft afterwards, it's then completely fine. Same for if you put /J. are we going to see it actually used in a court of law? And if so, would it be a viable defense?
So I'm glad you brought that up. I watched a YouTube video about that. It's already been used in court of law.
As is.
Yeah.
What was the outcome? Which court was it? English law or American law?
Like American lore. Law, not lore. Well, I guess it's part of the American lore now too. But yeah, guy, you know, typical 4chan in Minecraft type B against a police officer. He wanted that guy arrested, and he got arrested in his mom's basement. So,
Really?
About what you expect.
Ah, fair enough. Someone says I smell /J. However, here's the thing. I am currently in a country where it is 15 degrees hotter than what I'm used to, and there is no AC in this casting room. I currently do smell very bad.
Also,
Not as
this
bad
is
as
America.
spamming Gecko on Icebox as well.
This is also America. Like, everyone smells bad.
Well, you said it.
I'm one of them too. Oh, good yellow control again from Cizora. What is his KD at right now? Because that has to be so high. It can't be a 30 bomb just yet, but we're coming decently close, I think.
Now, when we don't hear the we don't hear team comms when we switch over. However, I'm fairly certain Cizora's comms is something along the lines of "I got mine."
Yo.
Yeah.
18 and 10 is ridiculous.
Potentially followed by some flaming as well.
No, I bet they're all friends. I mean, they made it this far in the tournament. I can't imagine now they're gonna start being like to each other.
Someone made a good point, which is, you know how you can't say in Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
But there are Minecraft servers which are sort of roleplay based, where you have your own nation and stuff like that. So you could do a very in-depth collapse of like Japan. Talk about how, you know, I can't wait to infiltrate the Japanese islands by going under this island specifically and then using this against this. Surely that would be like the limit, right? Cizora's found his limit though, the limit of his sanity and the limit of what TRX are going to be able to give to CUP. And the answer is 3 bullets, 3 kills, and a pipe push which has completely collapsed. Who'd have thought it takes one very merry marshal from a joking jet to bring a 7th round for TRX, an equilibrium restored on Icebox. My oh my.
Craziest thing too, that wasn't done in Minecraft.
That wasn't done in Minecraft as well. That was done in Valorant.
Whoa.
Which is even scarier because I feel like if a threat comes after in Valorant, then it's got to be violent.
That's true. That's where you say 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah.
All right, default outprice CUP. Looking to take those picks. The long push up into halls didn't quite work out the way they'd hope. If I were Cup right now, my goal would be to avoid that jet. Just see where Cizora's location is, any sort of giveaway factor, and try to rotate around it. And that does seem like it's the goal right now. Rotating the B side, using that Viper Ball to their advantage. Turret will spot at least one, but Noodle Norris, if they fall, that's full kitchen control. Oh.
On the topic of full kitchen control, Yerksen falls. Malcro now going to be the one tested to hold this B site, but there's some trepidation from Cup due to the lurk of Lav, who's been able to get all the way into A. There's a full rotation back around. The Sage going to have to reclear from Heaven. The Sova and Jet also called into action here. The Jet will lead the way, but they expect it. Lav finished off into the 5 versus 3 now. Cup now desperately have to get onto this site. 35 seconds left. Timing has killed them before. The Gecko, information ascertained, but it's trades back and forth. Into the 3, make that 1 versus 3 after plant. 12 HP to work with. 3 players to find. 1 on the flank. Things are not looking good for this Viper. He spots out the first, able to get away for the time being, but the lurking Viper looking to diff him. Does he anticipate the flank? It seems like he hasn't. And it may be a swift execution to our 15th round. That it is. Malcro finds the killing blow. Defuse comes through. TRX, they make it 8, and they take the lead on their map pick.
Great retake, great defuse. If I'm CUP, I'm going for a title here. I gotta figure out, okay, well, we did the lob special. We found so much distance on A site. Didn't quite work out, and that consistent factor is still Cizora. How do you find and cancel out this jet? It's not even a matter of avoiding them anymore if it's an outcome in a big rotate like this. I think it's more so, how do you just overwhelm that jet? Especially when now that you have better shields, you don't have to get mowed down inside of halls this time. You need to find a way to overwhelm this singular jet. Even if they're playing a starting spot like God Spot, that is going to be so tough to contest. You have no ults to do it either.
Absolutely right. And I mean, for TRX now, round up, so there is some leeway to work with here. There aren't many ults to worry about either. Malcro, if he can shut down this push from CUP, the economic advantage they're going to gain is going to have a butterfly effect for a good 2 or 3 rounds now.
Good hold over Malcro, giving the call to his teammates to rotate back over, baiting out the Thrash. Even if they get detained, that's okay. Thrash was used, and it's in such a difficult spot to bring it back. In theory, El Sierra's gonna push up. Good for the collapse once again. CUP only have one left alive, and it's Basil. Shut down completely. A good start here for these defenders again to keep that lead going.
Poison's off.
Basil Turp, 1 versus 3. And look at TRX, they're just not moving. They know that they have control over to B. They don't want to try and goad Cup into potentially winning this by finding the odd pick. Cesora on the long range with the operator brings a 9th to TRX, and I can't help but think, to be honest, Keg, that CUP have lost so much momentum here. If they don't time out soon, it very well may be a case of just going straight to Ascent and trying again.
Oh, I think that's gonna be a tougher map for CUP. They're going up against what I think we can consider now the best team in the UNDERPEEL series. You got an upset map number 1. That was, I believe, not their map pick. No, that was their map pick. So it's good that you won that one out. This is still a close game on Tinfoil Rex's map pick too. And the big struggle right now has just been this early round. Just making sure you can gain that early space, remove pivotal figures, and especially now Cesora once more. It's a slow crawl right into this Jet's blind spot. Recon bolt out. Cesora knows that this should be an A-side attack. Takina making me quite nervous right now, Krem. They're playing in 4-10. They have that tradability factor with Stewart. It's all about now challenging with just pistols against this up, and the wall was up. Oh, wow, an iron one at that, full of bullets that you cannot pierce through.
CUP now, once again, just stopped in their tracks. Yes, the weapons are bad. It feels to me, Keg, like CUP should be continuing this fight for, oh my word, Malcro. I feel like that was the game taking pity on him. That final frag, that final bullet finding that frag here. Look at this. I don't think he was even aiming at him for the final shot.
That's a Valor Vandal spray moment.
That hurts. That definitely hurts. For Basil, though, without the spike, all 4 players going towards him. Another 30 seconds left. It feels like this should be all she wrote for CUP, at least in this round. Would you get a face tattoo if you wanted to, Keg?
I want to get tattoos in general, man. I just don't know where and what I would put on it. But a face tattoo? What are we thinking? Like, what design?
I think you should get a tattoo of your face on your face.
Oh, I'm down for that.
And like just literally just your whole face is a tattoo of itself, but you can mess with it a bit because you can give yourself cheekbones or something like that.
I'd be down for that.
We're gonna go to comms though.
Go get my plastic surgery.
They're probably
We'll
saying
see you in a
something
bit.
more entertaining than we are.
Fall day, and then I'll come back around to you guys.
Okay. That's
What's
good.
up?
Viper, I might need you to just like wait a little bit for the wall up, because when I was pushing side last time that we hit B, like the wall came down mid push.
Watch
So
out
we
for
need-
that
we need
solo.
that
You guys can't bunch up long.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's right.
Alright, they used. Wait, they
He's
sprint a
on B,
shot.
that's
He's on
yellow.
B.
Yep, up top yellow.
I'm speeding
least
up
one
A
more
a
there.
little. I'm gonna try to gain space. Sova's A darted, droning. Text Sova backside.
Two.
One's close
One
left
close
by
left.
Maze.
Mid-side.
Alright, play
CZ
safe.
on
It's
up,
bounty
yep.
for us.
One flank.
Okay. Hold on, I have a dart in 3.
Flank,
Shit,
nice.
1 flank. Thank you.
We have Mosh and shot guard.
Yeah.
Recon arrow. Arrow going out. Hold on.
It's
Under
close,
base,
Maze.
under base,
Close.
under base.
Very
Yeah.
close.
Close.
TNT.
That's right. Defuse coming in.
Strong diffuse. There it is. Another round in Tinfoil Rex's favor. But again, I'd like to see attack timeout come out here. I think CUP just needs that reset more than anything.
Yeah, I think they're running out of time as well. You know, 11 to 7. This is where that timeout comes in. You can't risk doing it to your opponents on 12 because they're just going to play slow and win the game. For CUP, the fact that this mid control just hasn't been working out for them is starting to worry me a little bit.
Let's see now what they can do next. Keep in mind again, the double dive. I still feel like this is the more preferred side for CUP too. They should be able to find that distance in. It's just beating these single players, especially Cizora, locking everything down just like that. That's one half of your spear gone. And when you only have half, the rest is a little shanky. Especially though that the entire tip is gone, it's just the stick that's left. You might be able to go for a good whack or two, but again, full brunt of damage probably not going to be much in your favor for CUP. Okay, Love, good lurk. Oh, good for 2. Really unlocking the round, Krem.
That's perfect, and look at the rotation it's pulled as well. The rest of TRX, they're going to exec onto B. It's only one player to worry about, and Malcro has no desire to fight here. There is the util to prevent the plants, but with the Thrash available and the Viper's Pit available, this retake may prove to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, do you think we'll see the appearance of both this round?
We should definitely see one.
It's gotta be Thrash, right?
Well, it's got to be now, right?
I would hope so.
Welcome to
Getting a little close here. Viper's Pit's out. Okay, a little far back. That covers the spike just barely. Thrash is out now. Good coverage of space, but look at this behind. Someone skated away past the Viper's Pit. That could be an instant dome from Malcro. This is the save-winning rotation that you need. You can just skirt just barely behind this Viper's Pit. Catch both off guard. That's Bobby gone. Malcro just needs to get one more. Basil hiding away. No snake fights to work with, but good to flush their way back up. Ring around the rosy. Ashes, ashes, everyone in Tinfoil Rex could fall. This would be the winning round necessary. Basil, 2 ults needed. Good stall, once more. Classic right click, will it be enough? Of course it will be. That's the Basil diff.
Absolutely perfect. And what I love from his Viper's ult here is he realizes that he's being flanked. So once he hears the tap, he just full swings that player who's tapping, hoping to get some space between him and the players behind him. Absolutely perfect. And this is how you play an afterplan, right? You delay the plant, you take time, you wait for their HP to get ticked down low, and you see it at the top there. One shot from both of them, and for the Killjoy, just no time whatsoever. Basil played that phenomenally. And with that now, Cup have a bit of momentum. Something to mention as well is Cizora's consistently buying these ops, so that economy does start to feel that very quickly. They've got about another round left of buy in them before CUP, in the rounds that would start to give them that equalizer. TRX's money's not going to be in a pretty spot at all.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. So if you're buying up the ops so often, and not that Cizora has to worry about losing it too often there, Dex, first blood the last 2 rounds, would you rather bring a Marshal or an Outlaw if you do have to reinvest in something lower?
Definitely an Outlaw, just because it makes you can go for just body shots with the Outlaw, and it sets up your Sheriffs very nicely as well, because they can also just go for body shots.
Sure. Anything but little. Lob is there for the trade. Diffuse. Basil unable to find the same heroics as last round. Ah, nah. Oh, never mind. I thought the diffuse went through. Good for Lob to stall for a little bit, but a 1v4 with the Hunter's Fury. You're only delaying the inevitable.
That they are at 12 to 8 now. It would require something phenomenal from CUP to be able to come back here. But against a 32 to 12 Cizora is having a Jubilee series right now. And, I mean, just standing head and shoulders above anyone who dare peek him. And, well, luckily for CUP, setting their gaze once again to that B site, to that mid position. You're not going to have to worry about Cizora, but you are going to have to worry about him in the afterplants, which is just as scary if you ask me, because he seems unstoppable right now.
Just all these dry swings have yet to take him down. And keep in mind, too, it's not like either one of these teams really have a lot of flashes. The most you have is off of Gecko. And that's it for the entire server.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, for Cizora, that's just going to make his life easy. Bearing in mind that they are about to peek him. The Jet's going to be the first one to take the challenge. He avoids Fizzy. And the Jet, actually, with the Guardian, Bjergsen able to get his vengeance from last round as Cizora falls into now the 4 versus 5. Spotted out, Bjergsen tries to go a bit deeper. Unable to do so, has Lab to assist him, avoids the Hunter's Fury, but that's where Malcro chimes in. Another great thing from that Hunter's Fury. There goes the Gecko. Things are collapsing for CUP. 2 players left. Basil's on a flank, but Malcro expects That's it. It's all on Sierra. 1v4. Showstopper available. Brings out the Showstopper. Unable to find them though. Finished off the paint shells. Yes, they get the diffuser, but it is not enough time for. We're going to see TRX send us to a third map, taking Icebox 13-8 in a dominant fashion. And when we talk about dominance, we can't not talk about Zazora, who absolutely delivered that map on a silver platter to TRX.
I mean, this looked like such a well-prepared map for Tinfoil Rex. They put their eggs seemingly in the new map basket, really playing up the uncomfortability of other maps, other teams on this map. And CUP didn't play uncomfortably at times, but they didn't have an answer for the early round jet. And I think a lot of that came down to just having a big lack of LOS denial. But yeah, just 11 kills above everybody else, 9 first bloods. Cesora had a
19
phenomenal
first bloods
series. That's
in
2 maps in a row. Yeah,
Oh my word.
2 maps in a row where Cesaro's the top frag by a considerable margin.
You know what I look forward to is I look forward to featuring in the Cesora Frag movie when he makes it for pretty much just this
Ooh.
series.
Yeah, Cesora, drop the Twitter at.
Yeah, exactly. Now's the time to start advertising yourself, brother. That being said, though, that is the end of map 2. We have our third map of Ascent coming up soon. It is all to play for in the grand finals here of the UNDERPEEL Season 3. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Seconds left. One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen. The fruits have returned, and we're bringing you Ascent. And I see a Jet, Yoru, and Phoenix all being hovered by our defenders. Something I am very much looking forward to seeing if TRX decide to commit to a heavy duelist matter.
I will literally take anything besides the default Ascent comp. That's how desperate I am in North America. Any other region, I'm sure this map is much more interesting with your Phoenixes and Yorus and Breaches and stuff, but I've invaded way too many times in my casting life to know if this will be true. I'll take a Cypher. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit unorthodox. Breach Phoenix, though. Now that's going to be interesting.
I mean, that is just Flash City right there. You are looking to take so much oppressive space in those trap style plays. And, you know, starting off with the defense too, you have that. Well, okay, maybe no Phoenix anymore, but even the. Oh, no. Never mind.
That looks
like
pretty default.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to say the double flashes on the defense would allow you to have Cizora to find that early tiles control with the flashes outside mid. But, I mean, look, with Stewart and Takina and Cizora, you can do the same exact thing.
Yeah, exactly. Having the Cypher means you have zero info gather apart from the knife, which is one of the worst info gathers there is. So I don't quite know how CUP are planning on playing this. I guess it would have to be extremely fast and you just dive with the duelists, but even then, if you dive into the wrong site and you accidentally dive into a Killjoy setup, it's going to be very easy to isolate those duelists.
Yeah, I think both of these teams are really punchy favored here. I wish we had seen the Phoenix and Breach, because I would say that even more so. But I'm assuming, knowing Cizora, we're probably going to see a lot more clear first line of sight angling, just fishing for those first bloods again. So that's going to make the Cypher's job a little bit easier, I would say, just because if you rotate to a different site and you just gamble correctly to a move away from this Jet, he won't be able to flank up and push against you in case you want to rotate.
Here.
I agree completely. What's nice with the Breach as well is with Breach, if you want to take a position, you just take it, thanks to the fault line. Whereas with sort of other initiators, it's very much a, yes, you can suppress them, you can flash them, but you can't just take a position. And it does require you having to risk committing players to do it. So that's the downside not having the Breach. That being said, though, Cizora, looking to continue his form from the last map, can he do just that? Cypher to find just about survives the timing, and seeing the trip as well, that'll be broken by the KO as the 3-man push continues to exit through B main here.
At best, the Cypher can only assume it's one. Cizora the first to fall. Trade has been done, but honestly, if it's like the last two maps, that may have already be what you need. Tinfoil Rex now, just looking to hold down these tiny lines of sights. Noodle Norris playing American Ninja Warrior. They're backing out of the way with a small parkour, but again, through tree, free access for CUP. Full A-side control now. Problem now is utility for Tinfoil Rex. They don't have a lot of flood utility to push back on site post-plant.
They absolutely don't. However, they do have that. They do have the Sova, and they have the Killjoy, and they have the Omen. So they have the ability to zone out positions here. But trying to actually physically get those frags, it's going to have to start with the Killjoy surviving. Only 25 HP to their name. It does force a reposition from the Jet, which will buy a bit of extra space. But this is where the Omen smokes have to start deploying. With Stuart falling, there needs to be a trade. Unable to do so, Sierra, good for 2. Into the 4 versus 2 now. And it's going to be fights from heaven, but Bjergsen, 2 Sheriff kills, 2 headshots on a first round for CUP. They open in a dominant fashion there, and it comes off the back of the trip from Lav. He's able to find Cizora as they go for that push through B main, and knowing they've lost B main just forces the execute. They know where the pack is. For CUP, it's great decision making, and it comes very quickly, surprising when you consider that they are still just diamonds.
Surely now this should be the last round we see Tinfoil Rex on their defense push out super aggressively. Now that they have that weapon disadvantage, they may have the chance to deathball B site. They're gambling it just a tiny bit. Their goal now for CUP is just the rush B site. You know you have the weapon advantage. You know that the best utility you have against you is going to be that KJ setup, but lesser buys means lesser utility, or the gamble of better weaponry and less utility. Smoke goes down early mid. CUP again, they had that pressure B main early on. They put the smoke down. Idea might be either wait for the aggressive push, go through mid, and then eventually pivot back to tree for the A side plant, or maybe you're able to take enough bodies down inside of mid, not dedicate the spike too far, could easily maybe overtake B site off of this market excursion.
You could easily do just that, but my worry for TRX here is you're playing a very close angle, you don't have the best of weapons. Getting out this smoke is going to be very damn hard, especially without the alarm box. The Killjoy can be isolated here with a lot of utility going through mid as well. CUP need to be careful. That's a lot of non-expendable utility that they've just committed on a position which they are being very slow to take.
There we go, that mid-side push. There we go. This is the challenger's pivot we've seen so often. Put that pressure inside of mid, rotate back in the tree, force out those rotates, and Cizora now suddenly, almost through dumb luck, might be in the best possible position to take back this round for Tinfoil Rex.
30 seconds left.
Cizora now on the flank. He's been spotted instantly though, when this position that Cizora was so good to take has now sort of been mitigated. Stuart though, good for one. Low HP on the Omen, is going to be just dumping utility and hoping for the best. Out goes Stuart, dinking yet one more. Cizora, there's a clean shot. Tries to double down, makes it 2. Can he make it 3? He doesn't have to. That's where you see the joys of the killjoy. 3 versus 1, spike tapped. Beyonce good for 2, swings out, makes it 3, secures the 1 versus 3. However, once again, you have to ask the same question we asked on Lotus Keg, which is, should these anti-ecos be this close? Yes, it comes off of a good round with that Vandal, but you've lost so much in holding that site that for CUP, their third round investment is going to have to consist of a couple of Bulldogs, maybe a few Spectres at that.
Surely then we see a much slower round than the first 2 rounds, right? You want to preserve whatever weaponry you do have, even if it's not the best in the whole wide world. So my idea now for CUP would just be to wait for Tinfoil Rex to overextend again. But instead of pivoting in the mid, I would just wait a little bit. See if someone like Cizora will push out aggressively. Recon Bolt didn't find much action outside of B site. And it's a good call too from the Cypher on the other side of the map to say, hey, biggest piece of info gathering, not going to be available. The knife might still be in the possession of defense. I'm not too sure. I didn't see it go off. Cizora, though, has to keep his Vandal alive.
They're able to get across. Malcro, though, still good for the first. The paranoia is timed beautifully. And CEP showing some really well-drilled executes right now. Cizora just waiting by that door, having to buy a bit of time. There's a flash from the KO to potentially find this first pick. He does just that. El Sierra falls. Stuart doubles down. This is much cleaner from TRX here. Even Stuart making it 3. Can he make it 4? Yes. No, he can't. Cizora's there to get that final kill. And now that Bjergsen's stepping it up a little bit, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this duel between Bjergsen and Cizora is going to start evolving over the course of this final map. I believe, though, it's time to hear what the comms sound like, Keg, and this time we can hear it.
You know where they're playing MP?
Here.
But has not.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump peek. I'm gonna jump spot.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm
knifing
tree.
Okay. 1 tree, maybe 2.
Damn.
Yeah, how much trade do we break?
It's a lot of info.
Back up. Okay.
We can grab
Pushing
orb.
in. There's one lane.
Yep.
Pretty good. Actually, I can get orb. Yeah.
He does not have
What
many
do you mean
smoke
for you?
here.
Do not push out of that smoke.
No, I'm not pushing this.
Gap.
Do we want to walk? Let's go. I can get orb and we can ult out.
Okay. Yeah, I have orb here.
Oh hell.
Put down.
Nice, good pick.
Oh, that's big. That's big.
You know we're not B anymore.
Wait, I can
Yeah.
hold on. I can Cypher ult this. 1 sec.
Okay, I was gonna get that for KO.
exactly.
Oh, my bad.
It should be rotating over now. Kill heaven. 1 tree.
KO same. KO suppress.
Back up. Back
All
up.
right. Yeah, I'm back up.
We just play cross here. Oh shit. I have smoke in 3.
Yeah, I'm backing up. I have a trip for heaven for.
Oh, they used the recon on mid.
Yeah, careful flank.
Hold on, I have a camera in 15 seconds. Yeah, I'm playing hell.
I'm playing anti.
Just watch the flank real quick, Raze.
Nice. One more.
One in heaven.
One more tree.
Tree in heaven.
Yep. Tree heaven. I'm playing off my camera. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's
Placing
fine.
camera.
Yeah. Just play the deck.
One heaven. Trying to jump out, Matt.
Nice. Tree. Nice.
Nice.
Shit.
That is surprisingly clean comms.
Yeah, I was most impressed with the mid-rounding about expecting when Tinfoil Rex would rotate and how accurate it was for the side execute.
Yeah, exactly. Something that surprised me, though, is you can tell that they've been scrimming a lot. Because that calling, there wasn't any mid-round call. There wasn't okay, let's fall back to A, let's split through mid, let's send some guys up short. Instead, everyone was doing it automatically. meant the comms only have to be filled with where they are. They don't have to worry about the position of their teammates, which to me suggests a lot of scrimming.
Yeah, working together really well. I hope this is a clear team as well, because they do very well, but last round it was Lav to get that opening pick, removing Cesora from the equation. Wonder what comms are like now with your entry gone, or at least one of them gone. There is still that raise that could help jumpstart your way onto a site, and gotta say, don't really see a raise too often on this map. I was postulating before that if you're not much of an opper, but you're a duelist, raise might be a better option than Jet on this map, but we don't really get to see it too often until now. Cesora, good spot, down mid. Stewart, though, playing anti-nade, has to tank it, but he can't.
He is traded, but Cesaro's continued his success over to mid. That's prevented the flank. Now, Malcro, he knows that there's going to be a push coming his way. Cesora anticipates it as well. I think Cesora, in finding a pick here, would pretty much guarantee the round. But no one wants to brave fighting Cesora, and for obvious reasons. That's his third. He'll try and make it 4 on Bobby. He has been able to get past the first, but he's running into a stack. Knife out. Unable to get his real weapon out in time. And with that, TRX, they strike back. And they strike back once they have that operator out on Cesora. He seems to be unstoppable once he has that big, long sniper. However, Bjergsen, having a successful couple of rounds of his own, has a Blade Storm readily available for this weaker buy. A few Vandals around him to try and back it up, but all things considered, TRX, now that they have this operator, this is where they need to find those rounds. This is where they need to start pressuring CUP and making sure that they can, at least if they do go into these afterplants, they at least have a man advantage.
This is the second defensive map in a row that Tinfoil Rex are dominating rounds based off of this operator. If I'm CUP, I need an answer for this right now, this round, or we could lose the series.
Oh, well, probably going to losing players through the smoke there. Stuart falls, and Sierra comes out, showstopper in hand, finds the killjoy, but the trades are back and forth. It's a great response there from CUP into the 3 versus 2 after plants, the exact opposite of what Cesora may have been looking for here. Vandal outspots the first. He knows a second could be close by, but thankfully he has a flank coming to aid him in this endeavor. Spots out the Cypher. There's the frag. It's all onto Lil Bobby tables. 1 versus 2. Comes up with the KO, able to flank the 2 players who will get to site here. Do they anticipate the KO to come from behind them? There's the tap. There's the swing. Cesaro's ready for it. 3-3 the standings now, and Cesora once again spearheads another retake. This time, though, it will go in favor of our Tinfoil Rexes.
Surely now we see the timeout. I mean, with the comms and how clean they were when we had the comm listen in, surely now there could be some time for the team at least to have a breather to figure out and parse, like, okay, how do we zone out this Jet and make sure they cannot get the opening pick against us, especially the Jet? We need as many bodies as we can on the initiation alive.
You're absolutely right here, and I mean for Cesora, I love the fact that he's sentient enough to expect that flank, having not seen the KO on site. Bear in mind, I don't think they saw him on stairs either, so that was a complete gut reaction there. We're 1 away from a couple more ults on TRX, already with an advantage when it comes to these powerful abilities, and the CUP, they look to barrel down another assault to this A site. Fairly quick, actually, all things considered, but it is going to guarantee a plant. The question now is, how many people can Malcro take with him?
Malcro won't be able to get any. That should enable the null command coming out from this KO. Spike plan, I'm sure. Retake, a bound, 3v3, perfect time to use the ult. Stewart just needs a clean entry in. Almost. Stewart. Nice little play. Flash out right at the wrong time. Great round from CUP.
Great round indeed. I mean, goes into the after plant, and TRX, they all just peek on the same angles. It feels like there may have been a lack of coordination there, especially for Cesora to peek, knowing that the null command was probably going to be expended. Takes the fight before the null command's popped, which means that he's unable to trade, well, himself, really. He's gone out solo. El Sierra's there to follow up after Bjergsen falls. The advantage of having that double duelist. And yes, he invests another operator, but the money ain't looking good for TRX right now.
No,
Actually,
and I think
Malcro picking up the operator. That's interesting.
I like this call. That means Cesora can play so much more aggressive than before. Allowing him to have extra coverage. Malcro's timing will be different on a micro level. Could throw CUP off. Blade Storm should be enabled in case this Vandal doesn't work out for the Jet. Little Norris is going to farm up that lockdown. Great post-plant utility. Problem though, Basil may have heard that ore pickup.
They may have done just that. I was so excited by that orb pickup, I accidentally punched my mic there. That was
Nice, very nice.
that's caster 101 there. Mike's
Wondering
going through a lot of
Mal
abuse.
so much. Oh! Good for Malcro. Still the op available. Dry peak didn't quite work.
Oh, he got too cocky. Went for another one. There is the trade there from Zazora, though. Takes the high ground, finishes the job. It feels like TRX are just playing a deathmatch, really, to convert this round. Surprising, considering their inferior weapons. But for CUP, that's got to leave a bit of a sting. Lav has been able to lurk out on A. It seems to be sort of standard Lav things. However, getting his teammates the spike is going to be damn hard. Killjoy will be picked off. Lav, it feels like, at the moment, his objective is more economic damage rather than, well, round damage. Basil does have the ult, though, and that may be what secures the round here. He's going to be able to secure that spike. Pops out, grabs it, and now the ace site is going to be swung open in favor of CUP. 12 seconds left. Plant going to go down. The trip means that Stuart won't be able to swing into this fight. From the flank, Zazora, what can he find? Sees the Cypher. It's labored, but he does get Lav now. All onto Basil. 1v3. Forced out the smoke. Hit by the suppression. Now being pushed on from all different angles. Zazora, he gives that killing blow, or killing stab, I should say. TRX have a stab at the 8th and find success as they equalize at 4-4.
Really important swing round coming up from Tinfoil. You needed that to keep the economy alive. Not a whole lot of ults were expended. You have a lot of barrier maneuvers now against CUP. A very late round promising team. In these later rounds, of course, to deny the retakes. Hunter's Fury in tow, the lockdown there. No command could be brought out first by Bobby Tables. And if it does, with such a broken buy, this has to be a fast explosion to B-site.
It has to be, and there's a KO ult to assist them in doing this. And something which has surprised me as well, Keg, is how close this game is. You know, looking at the predictions, we were expecting a TRX very swift 2-0, but CUP have absolutely knocked it out the park here. Zazora risks going through the smoke, spots the first, unable to do damage though. Instead, has the early warning system for the assault coming now from CUP. There's a swing from the Jet, and the Sova's a little bit too ambitious there. From backside, Stuart, he's good for one, make it two. He knows there are more coming straight towards him there. Flashes to buy a bit of space and a bit of time, and a bit of kills as he makes it 3. Continuing a tyranny from backside, panicking a bit, as you can see from the utility there. Zazora has to cross the stairs. He spots out the Cypher. There goes Lav into a 1 versus 3 now for El Sierra. Yes, there goes Malcro, but still on backside is Stuart. Able to blast back, buy himself a bit of space, but Stuart's repositioned. Caught out in aforementioned reposition. Minute left now. 1 versus 1. El Sierra versus the Jets. The Jets, which has brought so much success for TRX. With only 10 bullets in this Phantom, El Sierra cannot afford to miss. Shift down from the Jets, hunting for that first frag, finds just that 1 bullet straight to the cranium. It is going to bring TRX their lead now, 5-4. And for CUP, it seems to be maybe time to focus up a bit.
Yeah, CUP, they've been faltering a lot since map number 1. They've had some great ideas, but it's just this tiny little 1v1 execution where things kind of falter a bit more. Keeping Zazora the last one alive, him on the back lanes was such an important play. He's such a great anchor, as well as he can be for the first blood too. And I love this jump peek coming out from him. Full expectation there was the slow crawl up, maybe with the operator. Didn't get to quite see what weapon he had beforehand, but Op is back, 14-4. This should be the flash peek normally that comes out to save Zazora to get that tiles control, but seems like, though, this KO, Stewart, is completely absent from this maneuver.
I don't even have a flash either. It's just Zazora looking for a pick here. Going through the smoke is very optimistic. I'll be so surprised if he gets away with this. Swings out my God. And doesn't get away. Dashes in the wrong direction. It was so good until it so wasn't. It's now over in mid. A very optimistic swing from Stuart is going to be counteracted. I'd love to see this from Lav's perspective here. I think we may do. No, we don't. We just see the dash in the wrong direction. The operator thrown to an inconvenient angle. El Sierra finds the Killjoy, almost doubles down with the Sova as well. And now Takina knows that they're going to be pushed down from the high ground. Good for one. Caught out by the second. It's all onto the Omen. Able to teleport to backside. Doesn't commit to it, though. However, Björksen does not know that. Instead, paranoid of this final player. He's going to call for Lav to come assist him, aid him in this endeavor, as the Omen has 2 more to find. Tell me, Keg, do you have faith in Malcro?
Of course I do. It's Malcro. Tripwires, though. Keep an eye on those. 2 shrouded steps available. Could be good for the fake TP over one of them. Crow doesn't know what those tripwires are immediately just yet. Could have the educated guess. Almost full utility. Gonna approach that first tripwire. Shrouded step. Fake. No, not even. None of the above. Dax instead destroying Malkrov and bringing things to an even game again.
That they do, and it seems to just be blow for blow at the moment. And bearing in mind, once we see the half switch and we see this CUP setup on defense, I'm going to be very curious as to how much success it's going to find, especially because, as much as I hate to say it, Lav is having a fairly quiet map, and he was one of the real difference makers on Lotus.
What to do here? A lot of pings from the attacking team heading over on B. Early jump peek spot from Nikita. We'll get the info. Hunter's Fury. No, can't be. Check logs, check logs, check logs. No one ever checks logs anymore on entry. Well, none the matter though. It is just a meltdown any which way you look. A gigantic blender. KO does get revived. That's full B-side control now. Showstopper still available from El Sierra. Could very well be made outside B spawn. Doors on the other side to be this sandwich. One piece of the bread though. Only one left. Falling out from the bottom, however. It's all the meat in the entrails of the sandwich itself. Fake dash from Cesora. Double cyber cage. Gives information noise away. Would spray through the wall. Doesn't want to give away the position just yet. Maybe forced to crawl under this tripwire to remain hidden. Is there a possibility? No! The ponytail was caught out. Great confirmation from Dax Bjergsen again. Good for the half now.
It is a question for you, Keg. If you happened to have the best hair on the planet,
I do.
But if you, with your luscious locks, which would be up in a ponytail if you were going into combat, would you cut your hair if it meant not hitting a cipher trip, or would you keep your hair how it is so you can look cool while you do it?
Well, see, my hair's short right now, so I feel like I'd naturally go under the cipher trip. But if I had my long hair, I would do a ponytail. I think ponytails are badass.
So you'll take the battle ponytail, knowing full well cipher trips are going to be more effective against you.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm not afraid of any cipher.
You're not afraid of any cipher.
No ciphers.
You know what? Fair enough. Cipher dies a lot in the trailers and all of that.
Yeah, I ain't afraid of no cipher.
Yeah,
He's a robot, anyways.
He's a nerd. He sits there staring at a CCTV camera all day.
I mean, if he's getting hit by the KO knife, he should just like shut down.
Actually, yeah. Explain to me why he's an agent. Why is he talented? Jet can like dash at the speed of sound. Raze is an explosive expert. Omen can literally communicate with darkness. But Cypher just happens to be a bit of a nerd.
He's just a guy. He's just a silly little guy.
Brimstone, when creating the Valorant like team, thought, you know what? We need a nerd. Let's get a geek. who is that? Well, there's this guy with a big hat who, he happens to fiddle about with technology a bit. He has something like tripwires. I know they're not a new invention, but like for some reason his allow us to see them. I don't know. We should give him a try. They try him out, and he spends the entire round staring at a camera, and they think, yeah, just what we need.
This is the guy I want on Valorant.
Exactly.
Molly.
I still don't think I don't think Cypher's a real human being.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love you, Cypher.
As good as it gets, isn't it?
Is Cypher a human being though? Do you think?
Is Cypher a human being? Cypher players aren't human.
That's true. But they mentioned he has a wife and kids. I feel like they're also robots.
His wife and kids are probably nerds as well. He comes home and then, his wife's been tinkering with one of his trips that now like does like some confetti effect when he just look, it's just revolting. Get Cypher out of the game, man. What's the point?
Good double swing. I really hope we start moving over to an Ascent meta with Cypher instead of KJ. Like I understand why KJ is so good on this map. Her trap style plays are great. You can just generally anchor her to a site and it works out well. You can stay far enough away to avoid the KO util. But I mean, the Cypher's lurkability is so great.
Yeah, I agree, but it's Cypher though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, who else in Valorant would be useless? Because like Brim, he can call smoke from the sky.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
he's
like
like
an
85
airstrike.
years
You don't
old.
see a plane go overhead. He's making that from nothing. So
That's
Brim's
fair.
pretty good. Breach controls the ground. Who else is there? Yoru can like phase out of reality. So is Icebox also a bit of a nerd? What can he do? He can push. Like,
Deadlock is just a silly goober.
Deadlock's also a nerd. What the hell? It's so many nerds.
Oh, how much candy can you fit in your mouth enough to celebrate another round win if you're El Sierra? Good for another. Shutting down everything at 3K. What do you do here if you're Noodle Norris? Gotta put that noodle cap on. Gotta think your way through. A 1v3, making to the back lines might be a good start. Angle held though by this, so oh man. Basil's there to shut down Noodle Norris. And they're just carrying away this lead.
El Sierra, I mean, what a round. The fact he's able to hold this with a Cypher as well, it's an unorthodox position to work with, but the fact that they were able to use that trip to just bait them in and then just take 1v1s individually is absolutely incredible. Really, really strong stuff thus far from CUP. And for TRX losing the pistol round, that's gotta sting the mentality, especially bearing in mind that for TRX, you know, this is it. You've just come off Icebox, you've got your momentum, you've gone to Ascent, and you've lost both pistols.
Yeah, but they've been able to convert a few more rounds post-rifle. Once we see that come into play. Dax just barely avoiding all the initiative utility. The Allegro may have still spotted. Perma smoke outside D-mid. Idea now for Tinfoil Rex is going to be to execute off of A inside a tree. Body advantage in tow. Not sure how many nades we have for Bobby. It's going to be all the above.
Little Bobby Takes has to be careful here. I like the fact he's using his utility to buy time here for the rotations. So for Dart is going to ping him and only him. El Sierra, unfortunately, the glass was not broken. That may be his third or fourth missed nade this game. Luckily, where explosive fails, bullets seem to do that bit better. Cesora, Sheriff in hand. Won't be his bullets though. Finished off by the KO. 5 versus 4, Malcro up through mid, has Bjorksen to worry about, and for good reason. That Guardian is lethal at those ranges, especially against unarmored opponents. Takina in a good position to potentially just catch out Lav maybe, but he's already anticipated it. Oh, that trip was right on Takina. Yes, it was. Heartbreaking, harrowing, and unfortunately humbled is TRX now, as it's all on to the Killjoy, running almost into a judge. Noodle Norris. I mean, even one kill here would be nice.
Anything to just break up that economy. Not even that.
Let's hear what the comms sound like as well, because for Cup, 4 rounds away from victory, TRX now with a comeback on their hands.
Malcolm, do you want me to flash him in for you?
No.
Okay. I'll just snap him.
You said the KO was free, right? And they have to they're playing middle Guardian.
Yeah. We're just running tiles on it.
They might 3 stack around this round or 4 stack.
Yeah.
This is our one round. They might stack it.
Yeah. A knife market. Okay. Cypher was set up A last round, I think. One pizza.
Back to me.
I couldn't check left and right.
I didn't scan him in market. You saw that spawn, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're regrouping, man. I'm
Okay,
scared.
there's one
Okay,
guy.
okay, don't regroup it. I just made noise here. Chill.
Jet's mid bomb. She might try to peek with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I'm gonna make noise with you at A, but I think we're in B.
Okay. I'll try to get up mid.
Yo, Marco, let me come close. Let me come close, bro. Chill. I'll big kill.
Nice.
Chill.
5 HP.
Wait, it's 3. Y'all bomb, bro. Don't push him, bro. Don't push him. No, Marco, do it.
God, bro. Fuck, man. There's a triple there?
Yeah. Okay, do you have a smoke for this, CZ? Oh, it's really Tristan.
Nice. Go B quick. Cypher might be here. Cypher might still be here.
Main clear.
30 seconds left.
Care backside.
Clear backside. Somebody clear backside.
Backside clear.
Backside.
Backside dead.
You have to stick with you.
Yeah, last CT. Clear CT.
Yeah.
Play backside.
Shell Norris.
Yep.
Yo, play backside.
He's boat. You saw him. He's right here. Lane.
Nice. Good shit.
Let's go. We got it.
Hello. Honestly, the Cypher Tripwires are catching Tinfoil Rex super off guard. I think that's such a strong counter pick to a map that almost never sees it.
I also like, I believe at the start of that, one of the first things we heard was, I think it's the IGL reiterating to his team, you said the KO was free, right? So, I'm very much looking forward to seeing if Cub are going to just start getting slammed on wherever the KO is. That being said, though, TRX, they do finally strike back. 3 rounds separates the two of these teams. That same 3 rounds is going to bring CUP to map and series point. Direction in mid, at least probing for the time being, getting information wherever possible. Malphite waiting in the one way for the other Omen. Over in mid, with the jet before being spotted out.
Oh, that timing!
Malcro, it's micro-millimetric for him, but he is able to shut down Basil. Now Lil Bobby backs off from short, falls to backside, but he's got an entire execution to worry about coming straight towards him. Hit by the paranoia, tries to run, the boy's got a bit of utility, but that's when Zora comes into his prime. There it goes, into the 5 versus 3, caught out by Bjergsen. He's going to try to restore things to equilibrium, but nonetheless, CUP, a man down in the afterplant, only an outlaw to work with is El Sierra, not the weapons you want when you're staring on the precipice of what could be another lost round. However, Malcro, good for Bjergsen. Now the comeback looks like it has some teeth here from heaven. There's Zora, there's Stuart, both chime in. 7 for TRX, CUP, the economy shattered, as they now have to really start worrying about the momentum, which is going to be as fickle as it was their pistol rounds.
Great capitalization about removing Basil, first pick of the round, opening up A site completely, no smokes to evade away from that choke point, or really either choke points on this on A site, and just a way to dissect the entire map. It caught CUP completely off guard. I'm hoping now we don't get to see too many over rotations. Of course, as I say that though, gamble stack on B, a great read here. This is wild, dude. This will be a bloodbath.
Keg, it's Bergson, not Bjergsen.
Bergson, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about League.
I'm just really dyslexic. At least we didn't call them Stort.
Stort big.
Yeah. Stort, you know what? We can do Stort.
Stort.
We can ignore our mispronunciations by laughing at someone else's.
Well, I mean, I was thinking Bjergsen because it's like I thought it was like a European name, or it could be like the Bergersons or whatever from the Trolls movies.
What?
You know, you never saw that one? They're called the Virgins, I think.
No.
Oh, the Trolls movies are actually heat though. They're great.
Bit of look after this. Yeah, right now I'm going to give a look at CUP losing this round, though, because there's another retake of Malcro. Trigger discipline is perfect. Good for 2. It's all onto El Sierra, who, well, with broken glass and a paranoia in their face, they have to try and get the damage where they can. Good for 1. Instantly traded. Null command available for TRX as well now, which is just another notch to their arsenal, which is continuing to, well, grow rapidly with this momentum. 1 round now is all that separates them, and for CUP, the hairs on the back of their neck have to start raising soon because they know that TRX is getting closer and closer to getting this, at least this comeback converted. As Hooge would love to say, this would be described as a slobber knocker.
Absolute slobber knocker here now. A site fairly easy for Tinfoil Rex to take over and over again now. Cypher trips again near the tree side of A. Not so much pressure on A, but that first trip is very good for anti-door too. Odin set up for it, giving up A site purposely. We see Dex go into A site. They try to get that door down. That would be the instant mow through from that Odin. Now look at this rotation all the way through spawn. A little bit of distance was created though by Noodle, but not enough to carry into B main. Oh no. Now El Sierra has the plot.
It's a lot of damage, but no kill yet. Instead, it's the KO to find the first through the smoke. Bjergsen onto Stuart just as he pops the null command as well. There's Sierra chiming in as well. Malcro can trade it. Stuart resurrected. Paranoia allowing the push into CT, but Basil's ready for it. Malcro falls 4 versus 2. Limited HP for Basil's finished off by the utility there. It's rare we see fragmentation kills nowadays, and a safe plant for the remaining members of TRX. They've got a lot to worry about here. Neural theft is going to make life very hard, especially when it comes to peeking the likes of LavFX. Instead, is just going to buy his time, draw the attention away. Over on lane now, Stuart's timing is everything here. Takina good for the first. Stuart trades the first, turns 180. Not quite able to find the second one. And Stort, as he falls, will watch TRX equalize at 9-9. It's all to play for here, Keg.
I know, it's getting intense now. Only, what, 3 rounds away from potentially making the biggest upset UNDERPEEL history. Beating out a flawless team. Not even just this season, but like even last season too. Relatively flawless throughout the entire run. And it's coming down to the micro plays yet again. I like these collapses from Tinfoil Rex. But afterwards, though, when it becomes the retake game, as long as it's even and there's like first opening pick advantage towards the defenders favored, they're most likely going to win. And look at the ult cycling now. Showstopper, no command, already in play. If we see a very fast round, I'm sure too, Dex could bring out the Bladestorm. No main weapon in hand, has to be the Bladestorm pick. Now that smoke does go down. Yeah, he could try to hop around on the floating position near despawn. No, not even. Good early smoke on A site off the call of pressuring Catwalk. Possibly being there since there's no A main control just yet. This all could be a big fake though.
Available as well for CP. Going into retakes here is going to be so easy. Trip goes down, is instantly going to be spotted. Bill Bobby Tables is going to buy even more time and even more space over in mid now. It's going to all be on to Bergson. However, these rotations got to be caught out in time. Malcro, complete control of this B site. This is going to harken a rotation very damn quickly, especially if they realize that Malcro, he's already got behind them. Bergson falls. Malcro trying to continue the momentum here, try and buy a bit more time, a bit more space. El Sierra in mid. Does he anticipate the push from Malcro? No, he doesn't. Malcro's good for another. Stewart, or Stort, chimes in. And now Malcro just continues his rampage. It's all on to Basil. Smoke fades, swung out. Cesaro deals the killing blow. And for TRX, clean rounds like these are going to be the difference maker. Clean rounds like these are going to be what reminds them that we're the favorites for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, look at that big distance made up B main. Over rotation call by CUP. Mid control was in their favor, but no one was watching Marketplace until it was far too late. And maybe that's this benefit of having a Cypher rather than a Killjoy. You can't just leave a turret behind. They cover a whole range of people potentially pushing up.
Absolutely, and
yeah.
I mean, I'll follow it up, Keg, by saying, in what universe is B site left completely unguarded with CUP having 5 players left alive?
We're looking for the next one. There it is. A save round now from CUP is still a force buy though. Stingers, a Marshall galore. Every which way you look though. A site going to be open soon. Gotta close that door. No tripwires this time. Again, CUP banking on the fact that it would be a B execute. Not the case. Now what's left of CUP? They do have info potentially with the Omen ult. Everyone else has to play for the flank though. Oh, there we go. One. Buys time for the Omen to push up. Isolating this jet on site, but they don't know that yet.
That Cypher was pinged by that arrow, actually removes the element of surprise there for CUP. A bit of a blunder. However, the players spotted out now. Can they survive on the double swing? No, they can't. Stewart, good for the first. Through the smoke, tries to make it 2. He doesn't have to. Takina's there to deal that killing blow. 1 Omen versus 4. Only a Stinger to work with. No chance, no hope, and no rounds for CUP as TRX equalize. Remember, TRX were undefeated until these grand finals in maps, not in series. They lost their first map of Lotus 13-11. They now 10-10 on Ascent have to fight for their lives to try and take that seeded position. Expected to come first, depending on coming first, and now it's about to be ripped from them. Only 4 rounds left of regulation, and there's no separating these two teams here, Keg. CUP, they came into this as underdogs. They're going to leave this as probably one of the favorites for the season, for Season 4.
Oh, look at this read again, though. Early paranoia is out. Backing away. Going for the smoke. Attempted delay. Giving up site control. Smoke 2 inside a marketplace. Dax won't be able to find much impact early on. Look at the ults, though. CP does have null command for once this original one does go underway. Hasn't affected much. And Malco still finding distance. Dax falls. No more duels to work with except for the raise. Come on, Cesora, backing away. Bladestorm available. Bobby Tables needs to set up. Has potentially no command available for the entrance back. 3 rounds left. You need to use it now. Holding logs. Now Crow or the line. Stewart falls. Now's the time. No commands brought out. Cesora in the back. Good for 1. Make that 2. Noodle Norris melts down everybody. Brings it to 11.
You know what? I love Cezora's confidence, actually, to take the fight towards Boathouse, knowing full well that Malcro's just going to get isolated anyway if there isn't the additional support. So they continue pushing forward. They continue taking that fight. They've already got 2 players on lane anyway, and it just completely catches Cup off guard. They're not expecting a fight to be this close towards their exit of the site. And you see them now. They sort of come out from CT, and they're not expecting Cezora to just keep pushing them, to keep taking these engagements. Really, really strong round, and some great after-plant decision making from TRX. It's risky, but given their position, given the economy of CUP, I love the fact they're willing to take those risks in what is almost the end of the game.
I mean, look, you can't force stack with a Cypher on your site. You need to have that extra aggressive presence on the site that you don't have the Sentinel presence on. Dax playing it right. I like the push. You can back away now. Not a lot of bodies here. LCR going to play off the timing here of the entry. Stalling for a bit, making sure the KJ is not nearly as effective.
Get a bit of extra control here, but there goes that lockdown. Execution comes out. Lab out the smoke, finds Cezora. It's traded instantly by Stork. And there's no flag to worry about here for TRX. Stork's actually good for 2 there. Malcro able to chime in once more. Bergson, he was able to find the opening this round. Can he find more? Oh, so much more. He's good for 1 more, but there is still 3 players, low HP on the KO, but to what avail does that matter at this point? Especially with time being on the side of our attackers. There goes another into the 1 versus 2. Still Killjoy utility on this spike as well. He's able to destroy most of it, but behind him is clear. Does he risk this shot in the back? Yes, he does. There's the flash. Hides from the first, but there's still so little time. Cloudburst to buy a bit more space. Can he at least halfway it? No, he cannot. The Killjoy finds the head, and with that, TRX now map, series, and tournament point.
How the turns have tabled. 12 to 11 now. Yep, timeout desperately needed. Wish we had seen it a little bit sooner, but again, maintaining the same thing I said last round. Gamble the fact that if you have a Cypher on one site, you need to push out aggressively on the 2 other lanes. Mid, B main, if the Cypher sets up on A, you need to cover space again because Tinfoil Rex is taking too much, and their pop exits have been great. Though there is a hole in their plan too. Tinfoil Rex have been so reliant on these entry ultimates. 2 rounds ago, no command. Last round, the lockdown. Hunter's Fury could very well be used early on into this round to create that space back on A. You can't let them have that ult priority. And even if they do, make sure it's not effective. It's easier said than done, of course. Hunter's Fury, though, at least you can time it out and see where it could zone you out and go away from the other side.
There's also a world here, Keg, where we actually see them hold the Hunter's Fury. They use everything else, you know, From the Shadows, the Blade Storm. The Hunter's Fury then gets used in the afterplants, and they use it to just guarantee that afterplant. Bearing in mind that for CUP, their fights in the afterplants, they happen very, very early after the spike is planted. And so because of that, once they've had that initial fight, there's still about, you know, 1/3 left of time to work with. And so I think if you have that Sova ult, you bring it down to about 1/4 to 1/5, where time really starts getting desperate. If you have the shocks as well, then you could be in a great position.
See, my worry is that, though, getting onto site for Tinfoil Rex might be a little bit of an issue. And so we've been seeing the null command and lockdown kind of help supplement that. But you're definitely right. If we see the position where the spike goes down fairly early and ult is kept, I agree. But right now, Paranoia does come out from A site. CUP again gambling on the fact that this could be an A side hold, leaving the Cypher to their own devices. Dax pushing up. Might be able to find some value here, but this rotation is very slow from Tinfoil Rex. Taking it so slowly. Waiting for the chance to parse out, wait for any overaggression from CUP to have that proactivity. Oh, wow, playing a dangerous game. You have to stay alive there, buddy.
Does just that, but there's that Omen ult to back sight, and oh, Malcro commits to it. This could be very worrying. Here comes that Execute Lab, only a judge to work with. Will the judge be the deciding factor here? It'll be very surprising if it is. Another Cypher Cage goes down. Here's judge time. Judge, jury, and executioner. Lab good for 3. It's all on Malcro. 1 versus 5, and it was Lab to deliver. Who else would? After an incredible performance on Lotus, we thought after Icebox maybe he'd cooled down, but oh how wrong we were, Keg. CUP, they make it 11. They hang on for dear life. Malcro now, just hoping to make it expensive, but at this point it doesn't matter. There's no time left in this game. There's no time left in this round. 10 seconds and nothing to be found. CUP make it 11.
I I mean, that was a certified Dazzler's moment right there. Holding the log's position, an angle that even the topmost teams sometimes forget to clear on these very chaotic entries. Of course, Paranoia was down, Cyber Cage was too. Overextension there, Lob, oh, beautiful to see. Exactly what you want to kind of cheese your way, maybe to overtime, with only 1 round left in regulation. And again, CUP changing up their protocols for the early round have worked so effectively, at least to get this 1 round. And they only need 1 more to bring things to OT and have it even footing once more. Alright, early Hunter's Fury, there it is. Was expecting to see that last round, but again, early info gathering and space creation would help enable a little bit more of tree presence. There won't be any tree available though, at least just yet.
I'm very surprised to see that early of a commitment. That being said for TRX now, the next duel will be between the Omen and Cypher, the 2 lurkers for each team here. Can place down. He's going to spot out the Omen, who's going to attempt to hide the other side of this position here. Looks like TRX trying to fake a mid-split here. El Sierra timing hasn't favored him as of yet. So another jump spot that could be to his death. Get down to 79. There's Malcro finished off by Storts. There's the follow-up now. Storts good for 2. Now really starting to up the damage. Out comes the null command. Spots out yet another. Cesaura's there to deliver the killing blow now. It's do or die for Lav. Can he find his remaining players alone against 5? He spots out the first bit of damage done to Cesura, but it's just not enough, Keg. TRX, after a long, hard slog of a grand final, are going to be your Underpeel Season 3 champions.
They had us in the first half, I'm not gonna lie, but one heck of a battle coming out from CUP as well. Definitely a sleeper pick. They made their way through the bracket, they had great coordination, great communication, but when it comes to the map that everyone knows how to play, it's just sometimes that default comp that works so well. But with that being said, I was really impressed with the Cypher setups, was really impressed with the Raze as well, definitely threw off timings quite a bit against Tinfoil Rex, but there's a reason why that default Ascent comp works so well. High shelf life, hard to counterplay, but when you start to move away from those picks, it's easier to find ways to get in the holes of those armors.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I want to highlight as well, for Zazora, he did all the impact on Lotus. He did all the impact on Icebox. When he slowed down on Ascent, we thought that could have genuinely been it. But no, Malcro is the one who stood up for me. Yes, Stuart had just that extra kill, a few more assists, but it's the first bloods I'm looking at. Malcro with 7 on the Omen as well.
Yeah, and Malco's lurking game was fantastic in that final map
Absolutely.
too. Same exact thing we saw from Lav back in Lotus. Just taking the space you know someone else cannot be. And especially with the Omen, with a Cypher against you, you can just Shrouded Step TP out of those tripwires, making things so much more difficult for that defensive side. Though I cannot wait to see, who knows when the next Underpeel will be underway, because again, these teams, honestly, dude, have been getting better and better every season.
Absolutely, and I mean, you think back to season 1 when we were casting these teams, and we had like challenges to try and level the playing field, and we sort of saw like live how teams problem solve against challenges. We've gone from that to genuinely good performances from 2 teams.
Yeah.
So I think the evolution of just Underpeel in general has been incredible, and we also have to further it as well by saying this doesn't happen without a community. You guys make it all possible. Like me and Keg, like if you guys weren't awesome, me and Keg won't be here. It could very well just be a stream. But who just put all of it together, and for you guys, by you guys, essentially. And it's thanks to the viewership, to all of that this is all possible. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And I know Hooge is probably going to thank you as well in just a moment. But you can hear it from us first because we're kind of cooler than him.
We do our best to be cool sometimes, but yeah, big props to Penflash and Woohoojin too. The other talent of this stream, really great hostmanship, and of course Woohoojin there for the breakdowns too has just been phenomenal. One of my favorite content creators to work for, and hopefully with the next season can continue to work for as well. I'm sure he has got a lot of cool things cooking up.
Absolutely, he absolutely does. And we sort of talk about season 4 like it's something confirmed, but I imagine fairly shortly you will hear about it. I don't think this is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So I've been your caster Kramer 3. I've been joined by the amazing Keg. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to hand you back to the amazing Penflash and Hoojin. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful, I guess, going into summer now. And we'll see you all for season 4.